What is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to Hot Toys Hotline Live. We're starting with a smaller panel tonight, as you can see, just Ryan and I, but it's okay because we're the dream team. That's all
We're
we
holding
need
it
right
down,
now.
baby. Don't worry about
Right,
it. We
that's
got
all we
this.
need. So, guys, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Not a ton of stuff, but some quality stuff. And I know if you're a third party fan, you're really excited to talk about Mars toys like we are. Cause dude, it's like I put in the thumbnail, is Mars toys or are they the people's champ? And I'm starting to think that they are. So definitely excited to talk about Mars toys later in the stream. Of course, when we get started, we're going to talk about that Mando Luke and that quarter scale Bale Batman. But first, we're going to say what's up to everybody. Of course, I want to introduce, as always, Ryan from Mr. Mom Collectibles. Ryan, it's awesome to have you here as always.
As always, my Thursday night is all dedicated to you. So I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to being here with everybody.
appreciate you, man. Let's say what's up to some people in the chat. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys are doing well. A question I want to ask you all as we're starting up here: did anybody get any new figures this week or pre-order anything new? I always like hearing about what other people end up picking up. So definitely drop that in the chat, guys, and we'll talk about it. But let me say what's up to some people in the chat. Of course, early on we have our boy Misfit Wolf. Misfit Wolf, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you as always. And then hyping up people in the chat, we got some guy. Some guy says, "Let's go Thursday night with Hot Toys Hotline, baby. Get your popcorn, get your drink, get ready for the show." We always appreciate your enthusiasm, dude. Thanks so much for being here as always. And he also says, "You fellow collectors out there, spread the word. Thursday is Hot Toys Hotline night. No better place to be. Smash that like button and subscribe." Yes, guys, if you're just coming in and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. You guys know we have a giveaway coming up very soon, and you have to be subscribed to enter. So definitely consider subscribing. We have Boba Fettuccine in the house. He says, "Hey, what's happening? Some guy, Hot Toys Hotline, Mr. Mom Collectibles. What's up, Boba? It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. It's always good to have you here, my friend." Who else we got in here? Payden23. As always, Payden at 23 says, "Hello, everyone. It's good to see you, Payden. I hope you're doing well, my dude. Always good to have you here." And some guy early dropping a link to the Facebook group. But yes, guys, if you haven't already, head on over to the Facebook group and definitely join that messenger group chat. We're having a lot of fun talking about collectibles and stuff in there. So definitely hop in if you haven't already. En, it's good to see you, dude. En says, "Whoop." We're dropping the whoops in the chat early. Good to see you, En. I hope you're doing well. Sluggin16 is here. Sluggin16 says, "Good afternoon, fellow collectors. It's evening for me and Ryan. It's good to see you, Sluggin. As always, awesome to have you here, and I hope you are doing well." KTH is here. KTH says, "What's up, everyone? What's up to you, KTH? I hope you're doing well, my friend." JP says, "Hey there. Hey there to you, JP. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Love the profile picture, that Jack Nicholson Joker. I'm just waiting for Hot Toys to drop another one." My boy, 12-inch Moose Dream says, "Hello, community of collectors." And guys, I wanted to give 12-inch a quick shout out. I feel really bad. Last stream, he dropped a super chat, and amongst all the craziness of everybody graciously donating for my first stream where I can get donations, I missed his comment, and I was like, no. So 12-inch Moose Dream, thank you so much for the donation last stream, and I very much apologize for missing out on that. Moose Dream and I talk all the time. He always shows me his amazing collection. Always makes me very jealous. So it's good to have you here as always, Moose Dream. Ty is here. Ty says, "Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Ty. I hope you're doing well." My boy, FBJ says, "What's good, everyone? What's good, FBJ? I hope you're doing well. The resident army builder is here. I hope you're doing well, dude." Violet is here. Violet says, "Hey, guys. What's up? Hey, Violet. I hope you're doing well. It's always good to see you. Always great to see you pop in. Great to have you here as always." Another person that I'm finding myself talking to all the time now on Instagram is David. David, what's up, dude? David dropping the fire in the chat. David's another one, man. He's got an amazing collection, and he's always showing me some of his cool stuff. And David, a big congratulations to him. He just picked up actually one of my favorite troopers that I have in my entire collection, that Snow Trooper 2-pack from the Star Wars Battlefront. He just ended up getting that, and he showed it to me. So congratulations on that. That's such an amazing set. And if you're a Star Wars collector, that's a big grail for a lot of people. So really, really happy for you. You're able to get that. Eric is here. Eric, I hope you're doing well. Eric says, "I did not pre-order anything, paying off my Hot Toys." Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You're collecting responsibly. That's what you're doing. So thank you for sharing that with us. Sometimes we need that reminder. Tom Daly in the house. Tom says, "What's up? What's up, Tom? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great day / night wherever you're here from." David says he got the assault tank trooper. That's a great figure, and there's some great deals on that one, especially with all the craziness during the Sideshow birthday celebration. There's definitely some good deals on that one. Chunker says, am I crazy or is this earlier than normal? No, this is our normal time, Chunker. So you're right on time. And in fact, we're right on time. My boy Zombie, one of my friends and moderators from the Discord, says, excited to get into the discussion tonight. Great to have you here, Zombie. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see. Fat Batman. Good to see you, Fat Batman. Another person that I occasionally talk to on Instagram. He says, what's up, y'all? Not much, man. Just streaming on a Thursday night, getting ready to talk about some 6AL figures. No better time, right? And there's a link to the Hot Toys Hotline Instagram. Thank you for dropping that, some guy. If you guys are on Instagram, I am on Instagram, and so is Ryan. So definitely check out both of us on Instagram. OG, my friend, dropping a super chat right off the bat. You humble me. $5 super chat. He says, we'll be listening. Can't chat for a while. Let's have a great show. Hello, everyone. And guys, always remember, must have all Boba Fett's. No FOMO when you dopo. I love that. Thank you so much, OG. That's very gracious of you. I very much appreciate the $5 super chat. And thank you so much for stopping by. And it's always amazing to have you here. You're always the life of the chat. Look who we have, a famous guy here in the chat. We got Costa from Pop Culture Living Room. He says, yo, what's up, Costa? I just saw that you put up a new video about those risers that kind of integrate with these garage shelves that Ryan and I have. Ryan was saying it was very clever. I haven't checked it out yet. Ryan, I think you're muted again.
I'm muted. Sorry. I was going to say the floating shelf. I watched it. Floating shelves, a fantastic video. If anyone has to watch it and has that idea, absolutely great video. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. You guys got to check Costa out, especially if you're into the garage shelf build stuff. I of course did something, and Ryan and I did something a little bit different from Costa, but there's no denying he is the originator of that idea, and he is the one who gave me inspiration to do it. So shout out to him. He's definitely helped out a lot of collectors, and he's helped a lot of collectors save money, right? Because as great as those module cases are, they're very expensive. So I saved a lot of money doing this. So definitely check out his videos because he goes very in depth. And again, I very much appreciate him for what he did because I definitely took inspiration from his original videos for sure. Let's see who else we got here. Doc Smizzle in the South, in the South. Doc Smizzle in the South. Doc Smizzle in the house. He says, hi, hello. Good to see you, Doc. I hope you're doing well, my friend. TK, another moderator from the Discord. He says, TK592 rules. Love it, dude. Good to see you as always. King Black Bolt. He says, fighting the urge to sell my Marvel Legends. Hey, I would say this. If you're really into Hot Toys right now, and you're, especially if you're collecting multiple lines, you got to make some sacrifices. You know, I've already kind of cut back on some of my other non-Hot Toys stuff that I collect because I'm putting my focus more into Hot Toys. You know, like I collect the 3.75 vintage collection, Black Series, stuff like that. So I've definitely cut back on that stuff a little bit because of the Hot Toys and 6-scale collecting. So, Sluggin16 says, I got Spider-Man anti-Ock on the Sideshow deal. Got 66 Joker came in today. Ooh. So I guess you got that first batch. Did you get yours from 1/6 kit? I know, because Ryan and Cigars are really hoping they got that first batch, but it seemed like it was pretty small. So congrats on that, dude.
I was refreshing my email a minute.
I know. That was like me with the DeLorean, dude. You know, I was like checking it all night. I was in disbelief that I didn't get my day one email.
Hey,
but
you're lucky you didn't get it.
I know. I dodged a bullet there, right? All that crying I did. He says, Axe Woves and Queel. Nice. Queel's incredible. I still have to get Axe Woves, but Queel is pretty awesome. Let's see. Bantha Boy said he got Task Lady on the discount. Yes. Just what Nate asked for yesterday. Yeah, I mean, dude, Taskmaster at that price is definitely tempting. I'm kind of waiting to see because that new updated mask and everything that they showed that she's going to be wearing, I much prefer that. So I'm hoping they do her in figure form with that new updated look. But you never know. They may never touch that character again. So I'm not going to put all my hope into that. Daly says from Massachusetts, just joined the Facebook group. I have Luke Crate version coming tomorrow. That's a fantastic figure. I don't have any sequel trilogy Lukes. I didn't particularly care for his portrayal in the sequel trilogy. We're not going to get into that, but because of that, I didn't buy any sequel trilogy, but that's a fantastic figure. The likeness is fantastic. And I love that base where you can kind of see that red sand. It's really cool. And I like that scene where Kylo's just swinging on him harshly and he thinks that he's there and he's really not, and he gets fooled. So definitely really cool. And look who it is, my friend Oiler's Workshop. He says, you guys should check out Wall XD on Kickstarter. A friend of mine make an expandable 1/12 scale city displays under $80. That's a very fair price. Spoiler alert, Oilers, when you posted about it the other day, I did actually check it out, and it's very cool. So yes, guys, support it seems like a young inventor. Support him because it seems like a really cool project, and if it's something that interests you, why not, you know? TK says taking Maju case down, one rack of shelves. Hey, we're not trying to take them down. We're just trying to save some money. That's all. My friend Kaiju Daddy says, hey, everyone, I'm battling jet lag, but enjoying American feasting again. What have I missed in 1/6 news? Hey, Kaiju, I know you're a big third-party guy, and there's a lot of exciting third-party Mars Toys stuff that we're going to talk about. So really a lot of Mars Toys stuff that we have to talk about. King Dingaling, that's an interesting name. First time watching, glad I found your stream. Well, hey, I'm very glad that you found us. I hope you're doing well, and welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Eclectic Collector says, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Eclectic. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you as always. Ghostbusters Plus Collector says, good evening, fellas. Hope all is well. I hope all is well to you. And I'm happy to say Ghostbusters was our winner for our Flash giveaway that we did on last week's stream. And I was able to deliver him his $25 Sideshow gift card. So Ghostbusters, if you want to share what you're spending that on, definitely let us know. Because that's a great prize. I'd be happy with $25 myself. I know you were super ecstatic, so definitely let us know. All right, guys, we're going to get right into it. Thank you for being patient while I said what's up to everybody, but I'm really excited to chat with you all tonight. First, we're going to talk about Mando Luke, and then we're going to get into third-party stuff. And I do have a great video to share, but I wanted to quickly go through the photos because you know, guys, and Ryan, we talked about this, and I know Matt, we got Matt in the chat now. Good to see you, Matt, and Big Dog Pound is here, dropping the woos. What's up, Big Dog Pound? But Matt and Ryan and I especially, we talked about this, right? It's like lighting plays a huge factor when you're looking at head sculpts, when you're looking at the overall proportions of a body. It could throw things off a lot, right? And to be fair, in these prototype photo, or excuse me, in these final product photos from Hot Toys, I don't think this sculpt looks bad at all. But I will say, when Sideshow put up their first reveal video, I'm like, man, they really did not do this sculpt justice at all. So what I wanted to do, guys, is I wanted to start with the final product photos directly from Hot Toys, which I think are fantastic. But we do have a collector from Hong Kong who put up a video, a very good video that I briefly skimmed through of Mando Luke in their collection. And they also compared previous Luke head sculpts. So I think it's a fantastic video, and I'm really excited to check it out with y'all because I think it really puts this figure in good perspective, right? And let me fully pull up those photos so we can see. And guys in the chat, definitely feel free to jump in and share your thoughts on this sculpt. You can see a great shot of Luke here. I really love how this cloak turned out. I think it frames the body excellently. I think it looks really good. And I'm also glad that we obviously got that posable Grogu that we saw with the recent Mando Ahsoka release. Guys, personally on this sculpt, I know the deep fake conversation is being thrown out a lot, and for good reason, because this is based on the deep fake version of Luke that we saw in The Mandalorian. However, when I look at this sculpt, the final product, at least, not what we saw in the prototype, because that was very much deep fake Luke. I see Mark Hamill here, guys. I got to be honest with you. Of course, it is based on the, I would imagine they based this on the improved version of the deep fake that they went back and fixed after they hired that gentleman from YouTube. But I think it looks fantastic. I got to be honest with you. And a lot of you guys are probably wondering, like, what is the reason that you want this Mandalorian Luke when you know that there's a Return of the Jedi Luke coming on the horizon? Guys, this moment to me was very special. I said it on Nate's stream the other day. I might be a little girl, but I was bawling my eyes out when we got to see Luke Skywalker again. And I don't cry from movies very often or shows, but I remember distinctly, I'm on my phone with Disney Plus on my phone at 3 a.m. I was on vacation. I'm just tearing up, man. The music is what got me too. That music, the music score that they chose for Luke was absolutely incredible. And it's just that moment, right? It's like a lot of characters that we know and love, Bo-Katan, Mandalorian, Grogu, they're all in peril, and who better to come save them and in grand fashion than Luke Skywalker, and him just tearing down those dark troopers like it was nothing, just cutting them down like butter. Like, I don't know, it was a very special moment to me, and because of that, I'm like, I got to get this figure. So this was a day one pre-order for me. I was kind of day one pre-order crazy when it came to the Mandalorian, but This was a very special one, and I'm really excited to get it. And I got to be honest with you, I very much enjoy this head sculpt. And you guys are going to see when we take a look at this video from the Hong Kong collector, it really does it justice. It really does. And actually, I was told that in that video, because I didn't watch the whole thing, that he also puts alternate hair sculpts on this head sculpt, which is very exciting because, of course, a lot of us that have Luke's, some of us have extra hair sculpts laying around. But Ryan, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on this figure and kind of touch on the sculpt as well, because again, that's a big topic of conversation. What are your thoughts on this Mandalorian Luke figure?
A couple things. The first photo that you had of him standing there with Grogu in his arms, the very first one where the cape was draped. I know it's probably not. It reminds me almost of Count Dooku's material. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be, but I really hope they used that kind of material, like very lightweight, flowy. I don't know if it's supposed to be wired. They're probably just using it for shots. I hope it's not wired. I prefer it to be.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like one of those. While you're talking, let me see if I can find.
But like photo. The first photo,
even looked, right here.
Yeah, it looked just so like how, because you have Dooku's cape. It's very flowy. It's very light. I almost would love this robe to be like that, made of that material. Honestly, if you ask Monica has it. He showed us pictures today, but it's really funny, and I said this once again last night, but how a figure, there's a lot of emotional attachment to this figure. So I am trying to come into it with kind of like blinders, because I'm very emotionally like I'm listening to you. It's all emotion. You're buying this off of emotion. And there's nothing wrong with that, because what's awesome about this is that when you see this on your shelf, no matter how you pose it, it's going to take you back to that scene. It's going to take you back. And that's really cool. And I think that's what's important about collecting. I like, a lot of people know, like, I like the old stuff, 89 Batman, Ghostbusters, because it takes you back. You know what I mean? And that's what this figure is going to do for everybody. It's going to take you back to a time when, and I keep calling it the redemption Luke, because this 5-minute scene redeemed us from that miserable old hermit that was in the sequel movies, where even Mark Hamill said, like, that's not how his, like, that to him, that not even Luke would have been portrayed like that. You know what I mean? Like, give up and roll over kind of situation. So they redeemed us with this figure, with this scene. And so I think it's a great one. Now, for people, what I like about this, and it's so cool, because I actually was talking to Monica about this today. It's so cool that you could like photograph this with Mando, and it's completely canon. I love that. Like, you could have them with Chrome Mando together. Like, you pair certain figures together, they don't make sense, but it's for whatever. But I love that technically you could put him with Chrome Mando and it's totally canon. I love that. Like, I love that they're crossing over these characters like this. I absolutely love it.
I agree.
And like the sculpt, I mean, it was deep faked. The sculpt was what it was. I mean, I'm talking about on the show. Dude, that's Mark Hamill, man. Like, you look at it, it's Mark Hamill. I personally think, I'm just going to say this, and I can get hate, but I'll be that guy right now. You can hate me. I really do think that's, for some, it's honestly a tap-out excuse not to get the figure. I really do.
It could be.
No. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory, but no, I'm not saying that because the reason why, because it's coming out at a point where we got Return of the Jedi coming up. If this figure did not hit the delays that it did and it came out at the original time, there would have been more than enough breathing room between this figure and potentially Return of the Jedi announcements, where I think that it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But the fact that we're on the cusp of Return of the Jedi, and guess what, guys? We're getting another Luke Skywalker. We are. So that's starting to, like, well, I don't know if this one's going to be put to the back burner, that kind of. It's okay if you don't want it. It's okay if you don't want it. But, like, to say the sculpt is not good, it's a 6 out of 10, whatever it may be, that, to me, you're stretching a little bit. That is just what it is. I think the sculpt is great. I love the R2 tease right here. Like, R2D2, where are you? I mean, what is this right here? Like, R2, I know he's in the scene, but let's go. Let's get another R2D2.
Dude, I swore we were getting a 2-pack. I swore. I swore.
So I love the figure overall. I love what it represents. Probably more.
You're freezing up.
It was a little bit, sorry. I love what it represents. I'm getting it because it's going to go in my Mando section. So, like, for those people, so that's why I can get a couple Lukes. I can get this. I have Snowspeeder Luke. Like, all these Lukes are kind of spread out in my collection because they're going to go in various sections, which I love about it. But for me, definitely getting this. I didn't day one pre-order it because I have other stuff I'm working on, but I am watching this playing the blue screen game, but he's definitely coming home 100%. 100% coming home. I love this too right here.
Yeah, me too. And real quick before we continue, I want to say a big what's up to Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare. Perfect timing, Sean.
What's up, man?
What's up,
Perfect
everyone?
timing. Great to have you here as always. And perfect timing because we're talking about the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker. And I know this is one you're definitely excited about. Real quick before we get into Sean's thoughts, I do want to say, Ryan, I love what you said about kind of and some of us collect this way, right? I collect for moments. So, and I'm fortunate enough to have some expendable income to where I can collect multiple versions of the same character, and I have the space to do so. And I understand that some people may not have the space or it just doesn't make sense for them. It's not a smart way to collect. It's me being a crazy Star Wars fan, and I love that you pointed out the thing with moments, right? Because for me in my collection, this is going to be a reminder of just the hype and the happiness that this return of Luke Skywalker brought me and millions of other Star Wars fans that just needed a breath of fresh air and needed to know that someone at Disney still cared about, especially those original trilogy fans who are just like, that's all they care about. And this is, to me, this was such a breath of fresh air. And obviously the Mandalorian was already doing that for us, but this was just like the icing on the cake. And
I'll say one more thing before we go to Sean. I mean,
sure.
This scene, to show you how impactful this scene was to me.
Did he freeze again?
So the last couple of years of Star Wars, freezing up.
You're good now. You're good now.
I'm sorry. The last couple of years of Star Wars has been rough, realistically. But this scene is definitely up there with like Vader's entrance.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a parallel, right? It's a parallel.
It's like up there in terms of just how it was, in terms of captivation of just unbelievable.
I agree. So we're going to hear Sean's thoughts. And then, guys, I know there's a bunch of comments piling up, and I'm definitely going to read them, so don't you worry. But let me start this video here, Sean. Let me slow it down a little bit because we always like to do that. But, Sean, I really want to hear your thoughts on this Mandalorian Luke, and definitely want to hear your thoughts specifically on the head sculpt as well. Because we have a comment here from Zombie. He's saying, I swear they did something to the sculpt. I was definitely not a fan before, but now I can't wait to pick it up. So, Sean, maybe also while you're answering, you can address that. Did they change the sculpt? Did they make changes to it from the prototype to the final product?
So if you look at, compared to the blogger photos that are posted on Hot Toys, and then you look at what Sideshow has for the original one, there's an improvement there. It looks like what they did was they figured out the cheek pattern and the jaw pattern better for it to make it fit to look more like Mark Hamill.
Yep.
Instead of like that weird glazed, I don't know where I'm at look that it seemed to have, because it was off. So I don't know who made the comment, but he was right. It was off, but it looks a lot better. I'm excited for this piece. Looking through it though, and everything else, I did watch Sideshow's review, and it's amazing how now all of a sudden they're only showing points of articulation on the left leg and left arm. So now we know that the left arm has double jointed elbows, but does the right arm have it? Especially since that can pop out. You can put the light up side on the right arm. I want to know if that part's double jointed.
That's a good point. They have. Let me ask you this too, Sean. Let me pose you a question. Do you feel like they've been slacking lately on their first reveal videos? I've kind of felt like that the past couple of videos. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like,
it's not more slacking. It's more of when you hear Terry's voice on it. Terry from Sideshow he's an absolute fan. You can tell that he is. He's informative. He gives you information. He even will sometimes talk about specific things from either an episode or whatever he comes up with. But he's knowledgeable of the characters because he's a true fan and he loves it. And Sideshow was so pro fan and collector. It's, and this is nothing personal against Guy, but Guy is not a Terry.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. He's definitely not nearly as versed in stuff as Terry is, for sure.
And I would like to see more fans back in Sideshow and going through things and discussing things, sharing their own opinions and everything else. You know, like a true fan. You don't have to be a hardcore fan like, oh, I love Iron Man. I've read every single Iron Man comic book, every single thing with Marvel that has it. You know, I have every freaking scratch and sniff Iron Man sticker.
Right. You could be a casual fan of something.
You know,
right?
yeah, you could just be a fan of the movies itself, and that's okay. You know, and be knowledgeable of that.
I missed that scratch and stiff Iron Man. Which one was that? MMS 700.
It's in the mail. It's in the mail. But anyways, you know, my point is that, you know, when someone's talking and they're going off and they're showing stuff, or they're just giving an opinion on it, and there's nothing there to show that or go through it, like they're a collector, they don't have any express opinion or anything. Like, I like the collectors that go back through, you know, when someone does a review and say, okay, this is the one for Mando, you know, this head sculpt, they've drastically improved. They've done so much better since they did the original A New Hope, Luke Skywalker, or Stormtrooper disguise Luke Skywalker, you know, so on and so forth. When someone's going through and doing that, or even compared this one to the original DX-17 Luke Skywalker.
DX-07, you're talking about the best one?
Yeah, DX-07, first, with the weather vane. Sorry.
Yeah, this is leaps and bounds better than that one. I mean, obviously there's a big time jump, right? So you would expect that. But I mean, look at this right here, Sean. I mean, that's Mark Hamill to me. It really is, you know.
You know, I think this is one where Mark Hamill would be proud to say that this is his head sculpt, to depict him.
And he's got a mostly closed mouth, right?
Yeah, I don't see any teeth. So
yeah,
that's good.
That's a start. But I want to address some comments here, and we do have a super chat as well. I like Matt. Matt says Luke went full video game mode. Peak Luke is a must-have. Dude, this is very much peak Luke, right? I mean, again, he made those dark troopers look like melted butter. He just turned them to ashes before our eyes, right? So yeah, I absolutely love that. But real quick, I want to address the super chat, and we'll read some more comments. 12-inch Moose Streams to $5. Thank you so much, Moose Stream. He says, thanks for the shout out, Connor. I sent you pics of the Mars Toys 07 Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, you are one of the first people to get that figure in hand that I've seen. So we'll definitely take a look at those photos. I very much appreciate that. We're going to have like a whole Mars Toys segment tonight. So once we get to that, please remind me and I'll pull up those photos. I definitely would like to share them. He said, peace to the panel and chat. How nice of you. Thank you so much, my friend. I very much appreciate that. But very well said, Sean. And we have Chris from Collecting Madness here. Chris, I'm going to read some comments and we're going to get into your thoughts on the Mandalorian Luke. I know you're excited to talk about it.
People.
No wrestling belt tonight, Chris. You know, he didn't have time.
No, we're saving that.
Right, we're saving that for the next 1,000.
It's milestones only.
And look at that. Everybody's trickling at the same time. We have Lane. Lane the man is here. What's up, Lane? I hope you're doing well.
What's up, some guy?
Perfect time. It's weird. It says you're muted, Lane, but the button doesn't say that you're muted. All right, let's see.
Well, Lane's that damn Sasquatch.
While Lane's fixing his mic, I'm going to address some comments here because we're a little piled up here. We have Beskar Kid in the house. What's up, Beskar? Beskar is my fellow Luke lover. He says sculpt is a 10. I really do think this sculpt is fantastic. Me personally, I would have to give it a bare minimum a 9. I can't wait to see it in person to see how that affects my score, but I really do think it looks absolutely fantastic. Control Delete is here. He says, hi, guys. Did not realize you started early today. Actually, Control Delete, on Thursdays, we're always at 7 p.m. Our Tuesday streams, which this past Tuesday stream, because Ryan and I both weren't feeling great. But our Tuesday streams are 7:30. Thursday streams are always 7 p.m. EST. So we're actually at our normal time. Yeah, we can hear you, Lane. We can hear you. Awesome. Let's see. TK says Murder Machine Grogu. Yep. Love it. Love it. The Gambino is here. He says, hello, everyone. I think Sideshow have 3 Lukes right now, and I asked a few friends which they would buy, and every time they picked this one. Awesome figure, and this is the only Luke I will ever own. Hey, that's fair. I think this is a great option. If I had to pick one that was on pre-order right now, my heart's definitely going to go to the Bespin Luke. But there's a lot of great options right now. Snowspeeder Luke, Bespin Luke, Mando Luke. You can't really go wrong. And of course, like Ryan and I were saying at the beginning, there's certainly another Return of the Jedi Luke right around the corner with the 40th releases. There's no denying that. King Dingling said that Luke scene almost undid Ryan Johnson. Yeah, that was a good scene. I very much did like that scene. Thick Panther Boy says we don't say that name here. I guess you're talking about Ryan Johnson. Some guy says if you haven't already, let's smash that like button and subscribe to the best channel on YouTube. Hey, I'm very humble hearing that from you. I very much appreciate it. And guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and dropping a like on the stream.
And you know what's nice is that Luke having the thing taken on the back, I don't think looks as horrifying as it does for taking the Ahsoka off the back to adjust the eyes.
Not at all, Lane. I think it looks much better than that one. That one's definitely super creepy. Misfit says, I'm getting this, Luke. I think the portrait is great, but I'm not crazy about his hair. And I've seen a lot of people say that. So again, I'm very excited. I've been told in this video, he puts different hair sculpts on this guy. So either you have another Luke in your collection or you could find someone selling the hair pieces, which often happens. And maybe you could make this kind of your Luke, especially if it's going to be your own Luke, like we were just reading the comment about. Yeah, Boba says that looks pretty damn good. And I'm right there with you. I mean, guys, like I said, I'm looking at Mark Hamill here, and I very much agree with Sean. They definitely changed this sculpt. They very much changed this sculpt. I agree that they changed that jawline. They slimmed down the face because that deep fake Luke had a very wide looking face. It didn't look real, right? It looked like a deep fake, like it did originally before they fixed it. So, and I'm definitely seeing that here. This is Luke Skywalker. It really is.
Do you feel this is that maybe they went back to the drawing board using the deepfake season 2 Luke, which obviously way better, the one we saw in Book of Boba episodes with him.
Yeah, that was a huge improvement for sure.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they went back, kind of used that as the base and kind of, quote, flatten it out a little bit.
I think you're right. And yeah, they fixed that original scene, Lane. I don't know if you know that, but they actually went back and changed the scene and they updated it on Disney Plus. So I think you're right. I think that's what they did. I think they're like, okay, and now that has been fixed and nullified and he looks much better, we don't have to stick to this deep fake look. So I think you're right for sure. We're going to address some more comments, but Lane, now that we have you talking, Chris, we'll get to you, but Lane's already kind of started talking. So Lane, what are your thoughts on this head sculpt and what are your thoughts on the figure?
I thought it was great. I think it's the best Luke Skywalker head sculpt. Now, that being said, I do think that like kind of the deep, the improved Book of Boba Luke Skywalker deep fake, I think it feels like almost like, doesn't it feel almost like a combination a little bit where it's the deep fake, but also like original Mark Hamill sculpt, like they used. Yeah, the artist used some of the older sculpting and kind of use them both to bring them together and you guys might think, because it obviously does not feel like Mark Hamill 1983-ish face, like where you're going to get more with, I would probably say the Hoth Snowspeeder Luke or maybe Bespin Luke.
Yeah.
Does this guy see you and the rest of the panel too? Does this feel like maybe it's like the perfect, idealized version of Mark Hamill and Skywalker, where it's not quite the real guy quite as much, but it's like if you had an artist go and perfected it, completely, that's kind of what this would be.
It looks like Snowspeeder Luke with his mouth closed.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing.
It looks like the Snowspeeder Luke head sculpt. It just closes his mouth. It literally just looks like that.
I agree.
We're going to go.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna go see if I get mine. I'm very curious.
You should grab it. I have mine behind me, but all right, here we go. This is the money shot right here that I was hoping for, and like, I don't know, guys. I might agree with Lane. I think this might be. It's definitely one of the best Luke Skywalker sculpts.
I think this is the best one so far.
So yeah, so my favorite Luke sculpt to date is the one on the far left. That's the deluxe Luke with the windswept hair. That's my favorite, but I really am digging the closed mouth on this one. Let's pull up Ryan here. He's showing us nose. I love the attention to detail with the hair pulled off. But yeah, I mean, it's not far off, and it's got the closed mouth. You're muted again, by the way, Ryan. Oh, we're getting in real close. We're getting real close.
Oh, there it is. I mean, it looks like it with the mouth. The mouth is open, but it kind of looks like it with the mouth closed.
Right. That Mark Hamill likeness is certainly there, dude. It really is.
So, I mean, it looks just like it with the mouth closed, though. That's just
Dude,
my opinion.
Snowspeeder Luke is such a fantastic figure. Really, guys, I highly recommend if you like that Snowspeeder look, take advantage of the deals you're going to be able to get on him moving forward because, oh my lord, it's a fantastic
If you
figure.
have the $40 coupon, he might be a good one to.
Yeah, is he on there, Lane?
I would have to look. I'm not sure, but I can check because I haven't deleted like my original.
Yeah, let us know for sure. Because guys, I mean, if you can get a deal on Snowspeeder Luke, it's a fantastic figure. Johnny Abdallah in the house, he says, for me, this is Luke in his prime. That does it for me, the definitive Luke. Very well said, dude. I mean, for me, my definitive Luke is always going to be the Return of the Jedi Luke with the triangle, the triangle folded over. I love that exposed white on the underside of the triangle. That's my favorite look for Luke, always will be. But dude, this Mando Luke, I really could see a lot of people who are like, you know what? I don't want to wait till Return of the Jedi Luke. I will adapt this one to be my Return of the Jedi-esque Luke. And I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. But guys, I mean, I'm very curious to see if you could swap out any of these hair pieces. You could see this sculpt is a little bit thinner than especially the one on the right with the open mouth. So I'm very curious to see if he swaps out any of these hair pieces because I saw some people talking about it. Chris, did you have, and Lane, I didn't know, did you have any additional thoughts on the Luke before Chris shares his thoughts?
I don't know. Go ahead to Chris. I made
Okay, Chris, what are your thoughts on the Mandalorian Luke?
I don't know what the rest of the panel has said, but mine's kind of more controversial.
Oh, don't. All right,
so
mute your mic. Mute your mic. I'm
It's
just
a little
joking.
bit, a little bit negative, I would say. So, outside of what I think of the figure, the sculpt in itself is good. It looks like Mark Hamill. However, for what they were going for, end of Mandalorian season 2. I was kind of on the train of like wanting this to look kind of like that fake CGI because it represented that moment. That's how, if it was to come into my collection, I would look at it and it would be represented as Mando Luke. I also didn't pick this figure up because, like you, Connor, I'm more Return of the Jedi-esque. I wanted the fold down, triangle, seeing the gray tunic. Mm-hmm. You don't really get that with this. So then I was like, still, how would I get this in my collection? Well, then I thought the tailoring looked pretty good in the prototype. It looks good in the final shots. However, when Sideshow did their in-hand review, it honestly disappointed me. Now, I don't know what it looks like in other reviews or this review here, but the pants seemed way too baggy to me. The boots were way I don't know what was going on with the boots in Sideshow's review. Like they were
so let me show you this
in and it just threw me off.
This is going to help you out a lot, Chris. Not to cut you off, but this is going to help you out a lot because the boots boots are identical. So let me pull this up here. Now you could see, I mean, I don't know about you, but the Sideshow, and I was saying this earlier before you came in, I feel like the Sideshow review really did this figure dirty. That's just me. I'm looking at it here. I'm like,
yeah, no, I believe that because I saw it and I was like,
and I agree. He looked really like the clothes look really baggy. And when you see it here, like, wow, this tunic looks fantastic. At least
also,
in my
body
opinion.
looks like a different body compared to
that's what I'm saying.
He looks very
lanky. Way too bulk. That's what I'm saying.
He looks like he actually he ate some food and bulked up a little bit, which doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, that was throwing me off too. I'm used to him being more lanky, as my definitive Luke. So maybe it's just me stuck in Return of the Jedi and didn't really pay attention. But I do like the all black look as far as when he has the tunic. So if I were to pick this figure up for some reason, I would probably display him as such. But yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed on this figure. But the sculpt, I'm happy for people who wanted it updated. And if this is gonna be their definitive Luke, then go for it. But if I was a huge fan of Return of the Jedi, I'd still be pursuing that specific hot toy release or wait for if they do a 40th. You never know.
I hear you, and you see what I mean there. These boots are the same, and they use the exact same boots. So
yeah, and it's crazy. Sorry, Lane, go ahead.
No, go.
I was just gonna say it's in Sideshow. They just look like complete. I'm gonna say complete ass.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
They were sunken in, and it just looked bad. It was kind of scaring me a little bit. But
yeah, they certainly disrespected the figure. So I hope that helped you. And again, and I totally understand it. And I like the comment here from Beskar. He says the Sideshow unboxing had terrible lighting. And guys, when you have that super harsh, bright white lighting, it just blows out details. It blows out the likeness. And guys, and I don't know how many have watched my review that I just put up of Claire Redfield, but I showed that the difference in lighting, because that's another figure, just not to go off topic, but that's a figure that had kind of the same treatment. The first photos of it had really bad lighting. So I adjusted the lighting in the video to show you how lighting plays a factor in that. So yeah, great point from Beskar. I totally agree. The lighting was not good.
Sideshow, Terry, please come and save us. Is all
I know. We need Lord Terry back. We need him back. 12-inch Moose Stream says, I'll get this eventually. I wish they'd make the PERS connected. Yeah, the old PERS system with that little knob where you just turn it and both of them move is clever. Of course, I'm guessing it depends on how like wide or large the head sculpt is to what they could do. I'm guessing that plays a factor. Me personally, I'm happy if we get PERS in general. I'm glad that it's kind of a commonplace now, not just a DX feature, although this is a DX. I'm very glad to see that. And here we go. Here's the ultimate test, guys. Will it fit? Okay, I mean, a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah,
of a
I feel
gap
like
there.
it makes it look weird.
It makes it.
I mean, me personally, I don't mind.
I gotta see it. I have to see it in hand. See on video. I gotta see it in hand.
Yeah, he says lower that ISO, Sideshow, and then Matt says look at that tailoring, fantastic. I agree. It looks fantastic.
The Jedi one there or something.
Ooh, dude, the windswept hair looks really good on this one.
Ooh,
wow.
This forehead looks a little big.
I don't know. I mean, that's not far off.
No, actually, I was going to say that.
Actually, I mean, it does look good, though.
See, his forehead's big here, too. This is the Return of the Jedi stuff.
I'm so used to him with the hair all the way down front, which I hate. You know, it's the look, but...
This is the Karen hair, right?
Instantly, that windswept, I thought of like when he was watching his father, when he was, burning him and whatnot.
Or when he was on outside Jabba's.
Yeah.
I don't know. The look, the way he had his eyes, though, it was like he was like looking off in that distance.
This looks good. Oh, to answer your question earlier, yes, the Hot Luke is on the $40 coupon.
Nice. Very nice. So, guys, there you go. $40 off. Thank you, Lane.
Yeah, they've got a good chunk of the Star Wars ones. Even if you've been considering maybe, since we're talking about like Return of the Jedi, the Scout Bike Trooper, the Scout Trooper is actually like on there too.
Yeah,
so it's like 190 and stuff like.
And Bo-Katan just got added as well.
Yeah.
Another one people have been waiting for.
I got her. Yeah, I got her. I pre-ordered her.
She's fantastic, dude.
I can't wait for that one.
A big forehead works for him. It does. That's standard Luke. He's got the big forehead. Mark, we all know Mark Hamill had a horrible haircut in all of the films. He just did. Even in the sequel trilogy, he had a horrible haircut. So he just couldn't live that down. But that's kind of the allure to the character.
How could be a space hobo if he didn't have horrible hair?
That's true.
Hobos don't have well-kept hair, man.
I also don't really care for the way he's standing there either. Like, it's the body proportion of me that something's just throwing me, and I don't know what it is. I don't care for the tabards either on Luke. Like, I feel like they're a little bit too long for my taste, and maybe
fair.
It was just a dark scene in the show where, that could be accurate, but I just don't care for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
to me, this figure should be. I think him with his complete robe on, his cloak, and all that. That's how I think.
That's me too.
So it's going to hide a lot of this stuff. So it is weird seeing it because you never saw him on the show without it until season 2. I'm sorry, Boba Fett. You didn't see him without his robe on. So
right.
Well, he seems to fit that outfit. With the longer with the fronts, tassels, all that kind of stuff. Though I think it fits more him wearing his Jedi robes and stuff like that, though. Like that looks more like Jedi robes. We've seen even from, the older Jedi Order from like Clone Wars era. But I like they confirmed one thing with this, with the one thing for the unboxing that wasn't garbage, is it confirmed that the damaged Dark Trooper can attach to the.
I did like that, Lane. I agree with that. And I don't know if he does it in this video. Hopefully he does, but this guy, what is his name? Mr. Hippo's Actoys Life. Shout out to this guy because so far this review is fantastic. I'm actually going to end up subscribing to this dude because he's doing a great job here. But dude, and it's funny. I'm seeing Owen in the chat, dude. I was expecting him to come on with us, but we got Owen in the chat. And where's Owen's comment? He did mention, he said they don't do the one lever purrs anymore as it used to break and or get out of sync. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think InArt is doing the single lever, single rotation purrs, like not purrs, but their version of the rolling eyeballs. I think theirs is a single rotation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is what they're doing.
The box is nice.
Yeah, and I like that they're doing the sleeve. It's kind of inconspicuous, right? You take the sleeve off. I like that they're continuing to do that. And there it is next to my favorite Luke, the Luke Deluxe. That's my my personal Return of the Jedi Luke that I have in my collection. Yeah, the box art does go hard for sure.
Dude, this video is nice production.
I know. He did a great job.
Like,
Tom, search Sideshow 40 in your email. I know a lot of people were saying they couldn't find it, and that's what I suggested to a couple people, and they were able to find it. So take a look and see if you could find it doing that. 8-Bit Flea. Sorry, 8-Bit, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but he says he looks so good. I'm getting him after Ahsoka is paid off, dude. And they're going to look really cool next to each other. If you're not going to, I know some people aren't going to get the Dark Troopers. They're going to look great together for sure. I want to skip forward a little bit because I want to see some more of this. Oh man, dude. I don't know about you guys, but I love the DX packaging. It's just such an awesome unboxing experience. And every time I see this, it always brings me back to one of my favorite unboxings I've ever personally done, and that's the DX-17 Maul. I just absolutely love that kind of frame that they do with the text below showing what it is. And then Lane, we got that beautiful destroyed Dark Trooper, man. And I don't know if you saw, Lane, the lights on that actually have a flickering effect, and I think it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It looks.
I watched the whole thing. At work, I took 7 minutes out of my time to watch it when I get to get in. But I love it's still toy-ish looking and stuff. The paint on some of the painting and stuff. But I don't know I wasn't expecting anything different out of it being made out of plastic. But
right.
I'm actually impressed with the Dark Trooper and stuff, and that they actually did give it a little bit of like articulation with the right arm and stuff like that. Not a ton, but just enough for what was left. That now I will say this does point out, like literally with the big red circle there, the total what the F being the special edition thing.
Not very special, huh?
Yeah, no, I think we all agree, even if it's not a massive thing, for a figure, I guess, at least as of right now, we've seen like the Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan show, which is a DX2. The special edition that comes with versus like this makes you kind of go, oh, come on, Hot Toys. We can't do something better, coming with the box and the extra saber.
I agree.
Well, the special edition should have probably been like another part from a Dark Trooper that was destroyed. That would have been cool.
I like that, Sean. Like imagine like just an arm, like a broken arm that you could lay on the ground after he's crushing. You know what I mean? Like something like that would be really cool.
Yeah, or just like a pieces, broken head or something.
Exactly, something like that.
You mean like
cool.
maybe cool and ghoulish or whatever, but like the severed head, Vader head, Luke face that comes with.
Yeah, exactly. The Cave of Evil helmet, like something like that would be cool. I want to say what's up to some people who just joined us in the chat. About Future is here. What's up, About Future? It's good to see you as always, dude. He says hello, sup guys. I think I saw Polo Ralph Lauren in the chat. It's good to see you, dude. I hope you're doing well. I think you're in here. I think I saw somebody tag you. Oilers being Oilers. He said, droid on a stick. Can I dip it in mustard? You can dip it in mustard, but the question is, can you eat it? And I think I wouldn't want to see you eat that, dude. I don't know if it'd be good for you, man. Let's see. Thick Bantha Boy says that DX Mall box / packing is fire. My first ever hot toy. I tear up just reminiscing the damn dude. I mean, what you can't get much better than, and you guys know I love my villains. With Star Wars, I was always pro villain, and man, to get Phantom Menace Mall in my collection was just a great day for me. Thankfully, I got him when he was still in stock, so I don't have to play. Which, to be fair, the DX 16 and 17 isn't super expensive anymore. But at the time, I was just really happy to get him for retail. And the DX-17, it's such a fantastic vehicle, especially if you have a DTOF. I was able to fit him and Qui-Gon with the vehicle in a DTOF. So if you guys are curious and you're looking into that one and you have DTOFs, it does fit, which is really cool. Yes, Polo is in the chat. I see him. He says, good evening, collectors. Glad I caught you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, guys, I'm just totally excited about this set. I'm so happy that this is one of the announced releases that we got this week. And the fact that we got two, the other one that we're going to talk about after this, I won't be getting, but it's nice to see two really good final products in the same week. And honestly, after seeing this video and seeing some photos from Monica, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be a home run. And I'm very glad to see people who have it in hand already saying that they did a great job, because that at the end of the day is what determines how well they did right when it gets in real collectors' hands, like this gentleman here. That's what really determines how good it is. And I saw Control Alt Delete say that Chinese reviewers are very detailed. And I have a lot of respect, especially for those in Hong Kong, because not only do they have to shell out the money right up front to get these figures, but they're the first ones, boots on the ground, getting these figures, showing it. Like, it's a lot of work, guys. For those of you that have never recorded like any sort of reviews or anything, it's a lot of work to record a review. So I have a lot of respect for people like this, MRC, Monica, who go through all of the work to get this stuff, take quick day one reviews. Like this gentleman here in MRC, like in Monica, people like that, they're grabbing this stuff and running right home and recording videos and taking photos. So it's like, shout out to these people, man, because it's a lot of work and they definitely do the community a service. And I feel like videos like this are what gives a lot of us peace of mind, right? Because there's always a lot of talk when final products come out. There's a lot of division. Some people are like, I think it sucks. Some people are like, I think it looks great. And this video right here is a perfect example of something that gives some of us peace of mind, right? So shout out to people like this, man. I very much appreciate this. And you should definitely subscribe to this guy. I'm definitely going to subscribe after this, because this is a fantastic review. And this is my first time coming across his channel. So definitely really appreciate it. Beskar, you make me jealous all the time, man, getting these early figures. Beskar says his will be in tomorrow morning. Can't wait. I hope you enjoy it, dude. This figure looks fantastic, and this is one that I'm very, very excited to get. I got to get my Mando Ahsoka first, which you already also have, and I know you did an unboxing on. Guys, check out Beskar Kid on Instagram, and I think you're on TikTok as well. Check out Beskar Kid. He does great stuff. You guys know I do my short unboxings.
He's got the best 1 minute reviews out there.
For sure, yeah. He does a great job, so definitely check him out. Yes, about future, I'm going to be giving mine a nice pleather treatment as well. You know I'm big on the pleather treatment. Oh, thank you so much, Beskar. He said he'll tag me. I can get a little taste of it before I wait another month to get mine. Thanks, dude. Let me skip forward. I don't really care to watch him unlayer the figure. This is interesting. What is this here? Oh, dude. See, I mean, like, I do reviews, guys. You know I do reviews, and I thought I get in depth, but this guy's measuring the span of the cloak and everything. This is just fantastic. I mean, I can really appreciate this. Oh, and here we have him kind of flexing. Is there actual wiring? It looks like there is. Is this the hood that he's flexing? I think that was the hood. Let me see.
It was a hood.
Oh, it was, yeah, because you can see the outline.
See how draped that is? Oh, man, that material is...
Ooh, it looks good.
I reached out to Monica. I asked him, I was curious, what the cloak material, like, I asked him if he could compare it to another figure, what that cloak material is like, because I'm really interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah. You know what it almost looks like to me? Maybe not as thick, but it looks like a thinner version of the Palpatine robes. That's what it looks like to me. Definitely not as thick.
I love, though, how it's drapey. Like,
Ooh.
I love it.
Look like this.
See,
right
that
here.
looks good.
Woo.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would have him with that cape for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Matt says take notes. Yeah, dude. I guess I have to. Yeah, about future. Like, this figure is all about the layering, and Ryan kind of brought that up briefly earlier. I think it looks fantastic, man. Like, I'm so glad that we're watching this video now, because the Sideshow video, and I'm glad you mentioned it, Chris. I felt the same way. I thought the robes and the clothing in general just looked thick and loose, and I don't know what caused it, apart from the lighting, to look like that in their video. But I'm very glad that we have this video.
It might have been because the lighting was underneath the figure.
That's true. That's true.
That could have been it.
Yeah, because those pants look like they were ready to fall off the boots.
It looked like MC Hammer. It looked like MC Hammer.
Dude, it did.
Yeah. I love the Grogu with the posable arms and the swap out hands. It's cool that maybe if you didn't get the Mando Ahsoka, you also get this. I believe this is the exact same Grogu that comes with her, with the swap out hands and everything. I want to see more of the Dark Trooper here.
That's also another reason, like, that Temps is for this. It's got 3 different stages.
Right. So Lane brought that up, and I was thinking to myself, because I haven't watched any videos. I briefly watched the Sideshow video, and I was like, I can't watch this any longer. I don't want to ruin my perception of the figure, but this is cool. This is really cool.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of people hardwiring this because this is a fantastic effect on this. That's really cool, man. I mean,
like a solid lit, then it blinks, and then you got like a slow kind of blinking one.
And it really does help show off just how, even for the original Dark Trooper, how well the lighting feature and stuff, like with the eyes and the body part and stuff, works. I don't use them because they die in 30 seconds, which is part of the problem.
I was gonna say, I wish I had my other one on hand because I have 2 Dark Troopers, but I have the batteries in the one.
It would makes you wish that we would get 2.0. If we talk about 2.0s, can we get a 2.0 Dark Trooper that has like USB functionality?
Man, that lane's moving quick, man.
I don't care, man. I want to be able to plug it in and light it up because that makes it look like 10 times better.
Plug it in.
True.
You know what would be awesome is if we got one of those little racks, like what they stay in. If we got one of those.
Yeah. Or like, I wonder if there's a third party, like 3D printed one or something, Sean. That would be really cool. I know what you're talking about because the vintage collection line, they did that. They come with like the little racks that they come out of when they first get launched.
But I would want like something from Hot Toys where you can actually connect the tubes that go in front for restoring power and everything, along with the freeze control.
Yeah.
Tubes and everything on there. That would be sweet.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff on there and just like have a display.
I mean, they've done the Hall of Armors, right?
Yeah, exactly. Make it look like that.
Yeah.
Have it all connected where we could somehow connect the lighting system.
Mm-hmm. Bantha Boy says, no way it's the same Grogu as with Ahsoka. One must be cross-eyed or something. A slight difference is neat. I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's the paint.
They got more they got more Grogus than Iron Man now.
I know. That's what Beskar was saying.
True.
Yeah, we have 81 Iron Man at this point.
You could have a collection of Grogus by now, though.
It is a sad day, though, Chris. This is our last Grogu. What do we got? Well, last Grogu until season 3, Mando, right?
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me. I only ever needed one anyway.
I need all. I will say I like having one, at the very least 2, because one in the cradle and then one, or excuse me, in the pram. I don't know why I call it a cradle. One in the pram and then one on the ground. That would be enough for me. But of course, I have all these different variations of Mando. I still have to get that pack because I want that Grogu that's wrapped up to go with my Kuil and the Blurg. So I'm just waiting for a deal on that one. About Feature says, I would not be surprised if someone will make a 3D printed trooper with more details so we could chop them up for Luke's moment. Yeah, I mean,
what more you want, man?
He wants even more. He wants more, like Sean said, like parts, like debris and stuff from the trooper. That'd be really cool.
I meant you, but yeah.
Oh, me? I just, dude, you're always bullying me about my Facebook bits, man. No, there hasn't been any deals on that one. I don't think the coupons, most of the coupons haven't worked on it. Maybe the 20 offs. Maybe the 20 offs, but
the $40 apparently works on the new Loki.
Really? That's good. I know a lot of people.
I was just looking at it now. I might pull the trigger on Loki right now.
Do it. I want more, but I know I shouldn't. No one on the panel. Real quick in the chat, who said that? If you're a big Star Wars fan, you'll know.
Are you kidding me? It's Anakin.
Way to ruin it.
Sean, I said if you're on the panel, you can't say it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was on the panel.
Oh yeah, from my stunt last week, right, Sean, where I forgot about you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was that?
Big Dog Pound wins, not Sean. Big Dog Pound.
Woo! Winner.
Anna can't. I like that. Anna can't.
Anna can't. Obviously, Anna can because everybody wants what might be considered the lamest version of Anakin Skywalker, which is Attack of the Clones Anakin.
How dare you?
Wow. Dude, what are these two doing on your panel right now?
Well,
hey, Chris, we
can talk about Anakin all we want, but seriously,
okay, are we gonna?
Anakin Skywalker got Natalie Portman. Who here can say they did that?
Yeah, I know, but I'm still gonna say he also had he got Natalie Portman, the wooden brick acting experience version of her.
Lane, your favorite accessory.
Yeah, Lane, you're getting booed. Well,
hey, the thing is right now is, I mean, at least it's a Imperial light cruiser instead of the Emperor or another Anakin or another Obi-Wan or another Yoda. So at least it's a little something different. Now, why Luke would be looking at that, I don't know, but hey, it's something, right?
Yeah. Hey, Lane. I think.
pod racing.
Yeah, I was about to say, Lane. Do you not think the kid Anakin Jake Lloyd is the lamest Anakin Skywalker?
Well, yeah, but he didn't. Well, his acting.
He's
was not the
redeemed.
best.
He's redeemed. Everybody.
Yeah, no, but it's is for all the horrible storytelling like I hate in The Last Jedi. It did not have romance scenes like Attack of the Clones, which was I literally think those may be some of the worst scenes I've ever seen in like cinematic history.
But it has its qualities to it now, Lane. It's kind of like Batman Forever. It was horrible, but it has like its.
What about
No,
your little
Batman
RoboCop
Forever,
3
man.
you crap on? You can see the wires and whatnot.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that at least I have a good time laughing at. I don't laugh. I kind of mostly cringe at he's made up a little bit more in in the last third or so with the whole clone battle and stuff like that. But he just, for what I was like, it's mostly partially because my perceptions of what I thought I was going to go and see in Attack of the Clones, like in the movie theater, finally seeing like an adult Anakin, just got crushed in that movie. Like I was like, oh my god, why is he so whiny?
Lane,
Why
you're hurting a lot of
these
feelings,
horrible
dude.
I know.
You're hurting their feelings.
I know, but you have to understand, I had built up for decades. Remember, guys, I'm OT trilogy here. I know George Lucas doesn't understand romance now. I wasn't expecting, but I was expecting at least maybe a little bit better, having improved upon like how well Han and Leia. And it's not fair. I know that's not fair to compare, because I like Hayden Christensen. But do I think he's as good as an actor as like Harrison Ford, who's maybe one of the best, like of his entire generation? But
all right.
Okay,
yeah.
so
But
real
anyway,
quick,
Man doesn't even care anymore.
so this is like literally. So this, I guess, this is the last live stream that Connor will ever do for Hot Toys Online. We'll give away the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian.
Oh my god!
And then it's the last stream ever. He got to 1,000, then he had somebody on. It destroyed the live panel, and he's retired.
Right, Lane best car
Pretty
first.
much.
He said he fell asleep at what you were saying. Then he comes back. He wakes up and he says he's still going. We're talking about.
But you know what? Though
Torres
Lane
now.
is like right about original trilogy.
like
People that are not fans at all of the prequels, and he's sharing the exact same thing that all of them feel like.
Oh, for sure. But I think the and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and we're going to move on to Batman here, the quarter scale Batman. A lot of people, I think the prequels have grown on them over the years, because it was the same thing with the prequels, right? And people have grown to have a new appreciation for Hayden Christensen, right? Because for years, Hayden kind of felt sheltered, right? Because a lot of people were talking crap about his acting, about the script. And now we've kind of seen a resurgence of Hayden Christensen fans with people like me who grew up on the prequels and like Chris, and even like older fans after seeing the sequel trilogy, they're like, well, man, perhaps I treated you too harshly. To hit him with a Thanos quote, perhaps I treated you too harshly,
That enhanced Hayden Christensen, but those romance, but my thing is just what my perceptions of what he was going to be like,
for sure. I mean, it's so many build up, like you said.
Yeah, for decades, and what I got and like I said, these days I don't blame Hayden Christensen, but if you had told me they put like that hot toy for Attack of the Clones out like say 15 years ago or 20 years ago, that thing would have stayed on the shelf. We're talking about being in the bargain bin, because people
like the sequel trilogy stuff, because that was their sentiment at the time. I agree. But let's get into Batman. I see what you're saying though, Lane. I totally see it. But guys, we're going to talk about Batman now. So yes, as I said earlier, we did get 2 releases this week. So this is actually the quarter scale, and they're calling it the Dark Knight trilogy, because obviously that's how they're branding this recent Dark Knight stuff, which is exciting, right? Because we got the Bane, the 6 scale Bane, of course, talking about quarter scale now, but we got the 6 scale Bane. And in that post, they said that there's more coming from the Dark Knight trilogy collection. So this, and you'll see why, especially when you see the display base, why this is branded under the Dark Knight trilogy and not just specific to the film that this particular suit is from. So Owen says the base on this figure is so fire. And when you see the base, you're going to see why. JB says the coarse sand is the best. Monica, we don't want quarter scale, dude. Stop pushing your quarter scale agenda on us, man. We want 6 scale first and foremost, and then quarter scale. No, I'm just joking. Everybody
I'll
that's
take a
getting
quarter scale, Bane.
Sean, I know you will. I've said this though, and I stick to it. If they reissue or do a 2.0 of that quarter scale Vader, or maybe even the quarter scale Boba from Return of the Jedi, I might be tempted. I got a little bit of space up top for him. I might be tempted, but let's get into the Batman, guys. I know we talked a lot about Star Wars, but I am, and I'm not getting this figure, but I will say I am absolutely blown away by this quarter scale Batman. The big thing, and it looks like to me that they actually finally got the way that the cape hangs from the shoulders correct. And I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And this is a shot of him. I don't know if they don't show the full greatness of the display base here. We'll see it in later photos. But number one, the proportions look fantastic to me. I think he looks absolutely incredible. I do like the head sculpt, and you'll see from other angles here. Again, I think a part of this is the lighting, because the way that the lighting is kind of shining down his forehead, it adds a weird kind of shadow effect to the eyes. So I think it throws off the eyes here in this photo. But at certain angles, you'll see there's this shot of him looking down at the cowl in his hand. I think the head sculpt looks much better when he has the cowl in his hand, because it's different lighting, a different position. If anyone wants to jump in though, while we're looking at the head sculpt, because I kind of want to get into that now. What are your thoughts on this likeness here? And I also have the DX19 in my collection, and I actually really like that head sculpt as well. So looking at this one, I might say that this one's a little bit better. But if anyone wants to jump in, like, what are your thoughts on this head sculpt?
This is definitely Christian Bale, without a doubt. And like, if you're saying otherwise, you're probably on something.
Damn, Chris isn't playing around with this one.
I think it's actually, I think you can definitely make the contention, obviously, because it's also larger scale, that I think it's better than the like third scale Queen Studios one, which might be the weakest of like all the third scale that came out of him. But I think it's better than that head sculpt. And I don't know if anybody else in chat or you guys have seen, I think comparison to the J&D, obviously, which is considered for realism, supposed to be one of the, the most expensive purchasing. I actually think this might be, I can't say it's better. I'm not going to go that crazy, but their Bale kind of in some lighting looks a little bit older, like the prototype. It's not quite as much in the final, but I would put this you can put this one in the ballpark for that one, where I can see where you would say you think you like it better because he looks not quite as old as he looks.
You have different angles. You have more pictures.
Yeah, look right here. It looks fantastic. That's what I'm saying. Like, it really is the lighting to me.
Yeah, no, the first photo looked like he was literally. Someone said he has an oil on him and he's outside trying to get a suntan.
And you can see here it's much different. Let me zoom in really quick.
No, the sculpt is. I mean, he looks a little more.
It's good.
I can't tell if there's more wrinkles in it, like the forehead. I mean, obviously it's a quarter scale, so the detail gets more emphasized. But I mean, I don't have any complaints about it. I don't have I have the 19 also. I think the 19 sculpt looks great. I also have the Batman Begins one. I know they're a little bit different, but the sculpt, I love the sculpt on the DX19.
Oh, it's fantastic. And Matt says this isn't BVS. Get out of here, Matt.
Dude, if we got a quarter scale BVS Batman, yo.
And you're going to tell me that's better than a quarter scale Bale Batman? How?
Quarter scale BVS Batman.
You'd rather have a quarter scale Batfleck over
BVS
over this? Over this any day.
All day.
Dude, man, I would be all over a quarter scale BVS Batman
and an 89 Batman.
Let me ask you guys just quick. You're putting Batfleck over Bale. So I know Ryan.
I already have all the Bales.
100%. I think
I don't have this one.
No, but I'm saying in general. Let's say like you didn't have anything and there's a Batfleck put in front of your face and a Bale.
I'd go
100% all day.
I'd go Bale over Batfleck any day.
We know
me
you.
too.
We know.
You're just
I would too.
You're wrong on Star Wars and you're wrong on Batman.
I'm absolutely not wrong on Batman, because Batfleck was not that great as Batman.
I like Batfleck, but over Bale?
Yes, 100%.
No way.
I would go.
Way.
No Batfleck all day.
No way.
You could get a discussion with me on Keaton Batman, because I think he's the second.
All right, let's do this again. Hey, let's do this again.
Put a
Thank
poll
you,
up.
Peyton.
Do a poll right now.
All right, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this.
Bale.
No, we're putting all three. We're not leaving Keaton now. We're not leaving the GOAT out. Let's see.
No, because that's an event
Yeah, it's all going to go.
It's
Well,
all. It
yeah,
should, I
the
mean,
You don't.
Fight
Hey, we
Boys.
don't know that because there's a lot, and we're gonna put Battinson in there too.
Fine, then
No,
you
no,
better
no, no,
put
no, no.
Adam
No,
West
wait,
in
hold on,
there
back it up.
too.
You respectfully did ask if it was between Affleck and Bale. That's how it should stay. No, realistically, it's going to get skewed because he's the GOAT. That's not
No, we'll
fair.
do this. We'll put
I do
more
like
modern.
Pattinson,
We'll
though,
do this.
too.
We'll do this. We'll do
Dude,
this.
Keaton's right
Listen,
there.
listen,
My
listen, listen,
standee,
listen,
he's
listen,
right
listen.
there. Full
We're gonna
side.
do Pattinson. We're gonna do Batfleck, and we're gonna do Bale. I think that's fair. They're all the more modern.
I want to do head to head. I want to do head to head.
No, I want Pattinson in there. You're not leaving Pattinson out. No
Because
way.
he's
I
your
like the
boy, so you're hoping
head-to-head,
he gets
too.
1% of the votes at least.
Exactly. He's got to. If he gets at least 1%, I'll be happy.
All right, put Val Kilmer
I
and
like
George Clooney in there
Pattinson,
then.
too. I still-
Yeah.
We're cutting them off. We're cutting
No,
them
it's
off. We're
not
doing
fair.
three. We're doing three. We're doing
If
three.
we were going
I'll
to do
take
more recent,
both
then we'd have to have
Batfleck
Clooney in
and
there.
Dude, Val Kilmer
Pattinson
was better
over
than Christian
Bale.
Bale. I
Maybe
said it.
says you want to get nuts.
Hey, who's the person who played in Titans who played Batman? Because then you have to add him too if we're going to do recent.
All right.
Yeah,
Here
but
we
he
go,
never
guys.
saw him dressed as
Kevin
Batman.
Here we
Con-
go. We're
Kevin
going to
Conroy
settle
was
this
that-
once
that was
and for
technically
all.
And the guy who
Batman.
played in Gotham, that kid,
Kevin Conroy
That was
was
Bruce
technically
Wayne?
the best
We're,
Batman.
That
we're
one
settling
episode?
this once and for all, guys. We just put up the poll. So yes, guys, go over and vote. We have a 99-cent super sticker from Sid Vicious. Thank you, Sid Vicious. I very much appreciate it. Everybody, dude, a lot of Batfleck fans, guys. Don't get me wrong. I like Ben Affleck very much grew on me because
CMB
honestly,
threw in his vote
at
for
first-
Affleck also, by the way.
at first I wasn't a huge fan of Affleck, but he certainly grew on me, and I very much appreciated him, especially from the Justice League. And I got to be honest with you, I did like Batman versus Superman after I rewatched it after the first time, and Chris knows why, right? Because Chris is always the Mr. Superman guy, and I'm like, dude, that's why you got to have respect for Batfleck Batman, because that dude whoops Superman's ass.
Yo, you
I
left
wouldn't
he
go
is-
that
you
far.
No.
Keaton out of the vote.
Chris
you
wants
know.
to sit here. No, because you said it wouldn't be fair if I put in Keaton. So I was like,
but you stuck Pattinson in though.
because I
Yeah.
said let's do the more modern Batman. So we left it at 3. I'm very curious, but that Chris doesn't want to admit it, but Batfleck beat Superman's ass. He beat his ass.
he-
He-
Mm.
Kind of let him to. He was gullible.
Well,
If
what
he
really
wasn't so
happened is Ben
friendly,
Affleck accomplished more than The Rock did, and he put Henry Cavill down to the ground.
Yeah, well, the other thing you have to keep in too is if you for Batman vs Superman, if you watch the Ultimate Edition, the director's cut version that has 45 minutes that should not have been cut out of the movie, it does just make the movie like night and day better in a lot of ways too.
yeah, that's true. I will say I do like that that electronic voice enhancer that Batfleck
oh
uses. It's
come on, it's
badass.
right
way
now.
better than.
If we were
Bale.
going into battle and I had to choose
What?
Christian Bale or Affleck, I'm taking Affleck all day. He'll do what he has to do to get the job done over here. He ain't got no
Yeah,
rules.
I
He ain't
can't-
follow no rules or
Where-
anything like that. He
Where are
will
all
do-
the Bale fans? Help me!
dude? There's a gun on the
Yeah,
floor.
What is
listen,
going
there's a-
on here?
Yeah,
Dude,
but
there's a
that's
gun
not
on the
what
floor.
Batman does.
Affleck
What is
picks
it?
up the gun on the floor. All I'm saying is he'll shoot guns.
He didn't. We don't have any proof that Batfleck
No, they
killed
literally
anyone.
said he did.
We
kill
saw him
people.
stab
That was
someone,
nice.
though.
Keaton killed
no, they-
people. He killed people.
That's
Yeah.
right. Rules.
did.
He knows when to break them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keaton
but-
killed people.
Yeah, well, but people complained about that back in the 90s and stuff. That Batman doesn't kill people like the Batman Returns version of him, especially like when he punched that guy and stick a bomb in his crotch and punched him and blew him up. Or
Well, to be
barbecued
fair,
that
to be fair, what he said
guy.
in the director's cut of BVS, they add all the blood to the warehouse scenes. Like there was all blood all over the place.
Yeah.
They did add all that in to make it look like he did actually kill people. So they did take all
He
that.
definitely did.
But
All I'm saying is
are-
that
Mm.
you know, Bale. Affleck. If there's guns on the floor, dude, and he knows he's outnumbered, he's picking guns up and using what he's got to do.
With
all
his
right?
little
Bale
bolt
over
action rifle, sniper.
Yeah. Well, I
Bale
will
over
say-
here with his rules.
That was
and
not a
everything like
bolt
that.
action, was it?
The sniper Batman, that was a bolt action, wasn't it? I could be wrong, but I thought he had a bolt action rifle.
I think he did. Yeah.
But Sean, he did have an alien rifle at the end of Justice League, though. That's why I wanted
That's
that tactical
true.
Batman. I want that. So you got to if he had that alien rifle, he's kicking ass, dude. Or he also had a kryptonite spear. So it's like the Batfleck Batman is very well equipped. You can't deny
Oh
that.
man,
that
you
is-
sound like you're changing your own mind right now.
I'm not. I'm still putting Bale over Batfleck. I'm definitely.
He needed Heath Ledger to,
I like
to
this
make
comment.
him good.
Bale
And
dropped
Bane.
Maroney from a roof. I love it, dude.
Yeah, but I guess we also need to keep in mind too. Also, the Batfleck Batman was very different in personality, age, other things like that versus the Bale one. So things he was willing to do and stuff are very different. I mean, he was more like not quite as old, but more like the Batman you saw at the very beginning of Batman Beyond animated series, you know, where he was older and had been worn down by all of his loss and, you know, everything that had happened. Yeah. And, you know, like the nightmare sequence from the Justice League really told us too, like, during that
he was willing to do anything, right?
Yeah. That time when you saw the Joker ask him, so, like,
Sean, is it bolt? Sorry, real quick.
It is. I forgot. It is completely. I wasn't
sure, but go ahead. Sorry, Lee.
No, I was just going to say, you just remember when the Joker goes to him, it was part of it was cut, but he goes, at the end with their tit for tat back and forth, So who do you think screamed louder, Bruce?
Yeah,
the girl,
well,
or the boy? And I was like, so is he talking about Batgirl and Batgirl and Robin? He both murdered both of them or something like that in that scene. And I was like going, well, I was kind of surprised Batfleck didn't try and kill him, but of course then Superman showed up and it's like we got bigger fish to fry.
I know.
This
right.
was
I was always wondering if it was Selena Kyle.
Well, I know that they had talked about. Okay, anyway,
that's a nice piece.
Let's not get talk about this.
Look at this. This is an interesting list. Piece. No, I just want to say JP puts Kilmer as his number one. You don't see that very often. I like that, dude. That's a different opinion. I like that. And sorry, guys, I can't spell. Apparently, I put Patyon in the poll, so I meant.
Wasn't sure how much you care about him. Right?
Yeah, and it's 11%.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting screamed at the whole time. I'm what do you put him in? What do you put him in? So
I'm sorry, but I like
not 11%.
I like Pattinson Batman better than Batfleck. I thought he was actually.
I do too. I'm gonna say right now, I do too.
Anyway, this piece right here looks really cool.
Right. Ryan's right. Let's get back. We got a lot of fans.
I just turned the wheel back on route. This piece looks
Ryan's
really
right.
nice.
Ryan's right. Now let me ask you guys this.
Would be the only thing that makes this piece better.
Let me guess.
No,
accessory, like an alternate body.
No, seriously, is if the base they had a way to make the light come up from the bottom.
That'd be cool.
Would have made this awesome. But yes, also that too. We could have spruced it out with Batfleck.
We could have spruced it up. Now, is this? Let me ask you guys. I haven't looked into this because I'm not into the quarter scale stuff. Is this a separate piece? I'm guessing like a separate bust that comes with it. I'm guessing that's what this is.
It's a separate piece.
Does this have a piece of the cape on the back of it, or is it just the body? That'd be pretty cool if it had like a little.
I think it's just the body.
Yeah, because you could see the connection points for the cape. It doesn't look like, but it is really cool. And this reminds me of like the iconic Muhammad Ali, how it has that little bust with it, or the Carnage. Like that's really cool to me.
I like how they're finding unique ways to not like the accessories stay in the box, because I hate that. Like putting everything back in the box. We have nice accessories like this. Like it's a nice way of displaying, like even Carnage and Venom. With the head sculpt busts. I like that way of displaying something. So he doesn't go back in the box and it just sits there.
Doesn't go to waste.
True. And this is cool too, because you can kind of separate it from the figure and maybe put it on a bookshelf or something,
Yeah.
Or if you have him display with the head sculpt, this is a good way to show off the cowl. If you're not going to put it in his hands, if you're going to have him with something else in his hands, like a batarang or something, it's really cool. And even like it's gorgeous, dude. And even like the chin plates here, I think it looks fantastic. I'm definitely a big fan of this.
Oh, I always.
There's
one.
Here's Owen.
Look what you did.
I didn't. I don't know what you heard. I did not say Carnage. No,
he has. I hate his chin plates. I mean, he's got like the basic one, which is nice, but there's one that always has to be the screwed up. Like, which expression is it? There's one where the expression's like, why? Like,
I love the lips. And here's a little surprise for y'all. I don't know if this means anything because sometimes it doesn't, but he's sitting here beating Joker's ass. I think that's pretty cool. But we all got I think everybody on this panel agrees. We got our money on that 3.0 Joker in 6 scale form. So it's nice to see this though. I think this is really cool, man. There we go. So I guess you're a Joel Schumacher fan then. Let's see what. I missed a lot of comments, guys. A lot of the comments about who we're voting for. I'm not going to read them because you guys can go back and forth in the chat because I'm trying to stay on. a lot of copium being taken in tonight. That's for sure. Dude. I mean, we're when you're a fan of something, you're diehard for it, right? Especially Batman.
Oh, like that faceplate. He's got, like,
they did a great job with
they did a great
signature
job
Bale
representing what
lips,
it
and you know how
is.
he perks up his lips in the suit.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I don't know. It's just all. I mean, I have the DX19. It's got the same type of mouth plates. They're just, and the Batman Begins has like the most screwed up mouth plates. I mean, they look just like Bale, but still, they're like,
Now look at this. So you could see this is what I was talking about. How this is like a Dark Knight trilogy base. So you got Bane's face on the side. Let me see if we can scroll. There we go, dude. Look at that, man. Look at that base. You got Ra's al Ghul right here. You got Heath Ledger's Joker. Like this base, dude. If they did this in 6 scale form, I'd be all over it. It looks amazing. KTH, yeah, I've seen a lot of memes using Christian Bale in general like that. But yeah, dude, this base is brilliant. Very clever indeed. I think it looks awesome. And I love that Ra's al Ghul didn't get left out because I thought he was a great villain. I mean, even in the video games, he's always been a great villain. So it looks good, man. And I like you also get the sonar accessories here with the light up head sculpt and the EMP gun. I think this is really cool. Let me see. It's funny, Zombie saying he'd like to see a Batman V7.43 suit from Arkham Knight. I'd be very curious to see if they do any more video game stuff from Batman. They obviously went really hard on the Arkham line, but they've done a lot. So I'm very curious to see. One that I wish I would have got because I wasn't collecting the non-Star Wars stuff at the time was the Mark Hamill Joker. From the Arkham series. That's a fantastic figure. And I think the proportions are so spot on to the game. I think it looks fantastic. And then I want to show this about the cape. Again, I think they finally got the cape right, guys. I mean, to me, it looks like their best attempt yet at a Bale Batman cape. I think it looks fantastic. I love how it attaches, and I think it drapes just like it needs to. Where's the Nightwing? Yeah, they showed a Nightwing prototype a long time ago, right? I think there's one of those in the old vault.
Quarter scale Batmobile.
Chris, I don't think you have room for that. I don't think
I don't want it. I was just stating it.
Can you imagine, dude? You would need a whole garage for that. The 6 scale one's giant enough.
You need a quarter scale 89 Batman. That's what we need.
I know. That would be dope. That would be hard to say no to. That would be really cool. There you go. There's that mouth plate you were looking for, Ryan.
Oh.
Where is she?
It's not who I am underneath, but what I collect that defines me.
Right.
And then there's the cutaway, and it goes away, and it's some guy on the toilet, just like constipated as hell. Justice.
Hey, look, swear to me.
I am vengeance.
Everybody saying, swear to me.
I am vengeance. Honey, give me the toilet paper.
Dude, I love this, like the double clutch on the Batarang. That's amazing, dude. I love that. Look, I mean, as goofy as it is, it does look like Bale from the side, that mouthpiece there. It's kind of like the Keaton one that we love, the smiling chiclets one, as Cigars would say.
You do notice though, for the posing, the legs look like they're kept pretty stiff, from the lower body and stuff. Pretty.
Yeah,
but I mean, quarter scale hat, aren't supposed to be the most posable thing. They're like slightly posable statues is kind of how more I've heard it described. So, and naturally, obviously, from just DX19, that figure is not like, the Batman Forever figure, but it doesn't exactly go Mr. Posey super a ton with that body. So,
yeah, that's true. I imagine it's probably the same materials though, just scaled up. Monica's saying no, it doesn't means nothing. I guess you're probably talking about the quarter scale Joker. Yeah, it doesn't always mean like anything's coming out. A lot of times they just use figures, and we've said this many times. We even controversially enough, Ryan and I even said that on our live 2.0 or Leave It Alone about Anakin. We're like, and Count Dooku as well. And look, no Count Dooku yet. So
Darkseid Anakin back with the Trooper, the 501st.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He wants me to show you the photo of him crouched. He's saying, Owen's saying that he saw him in a good pose. This is kind of crouched down.
That does look like a good pose.
Yeah, I thought they were just like bigger size.
That's what I think. So it's probably, which the DX19 could definitely pose pretty well because it's got that cloth. There it is. Yeah, I mean, Lane. I think that kind of helps us out right there.
Yeah,
he is crouched down pretty low there.
So I have the previous quarter scale Dark Knight, and I would never attempt this.
Yeah,
with that.
I wouldn't want mine in that pose, to be honest with you. I just don't think it looks great. But I think
looks
this
really
looks
good, though.
fantastic. I totally agree. It looks fantastic, man. And happy for those who are picking this up, because I think Hot Toys did us dirty with the Batman Begins figure, and they're kind of coming back with this one in terms of Batman. I think they did a great job.
I think you could do. I think this would be a much better option than if you're considering than getting like the premium format statue from Sideshow.
I agree,
because it's the bases are kind of similar in certain respects for them, and this one obviously just a little bit posing, even though you're probably not going to do a ton with it. But I think you can obviously have the head sculpt for it, and the pricing. This one is actually cheaper.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
agree, and it's
$5.95.
posable. It's fully posable. So, but yeah, guys, that's the quarter scale Batman. So we're gonna move on now, guys. It's Mars Toys time. I've been waiting to talk about Mars Toys all night. We got a lot of news from Mars Toys, guys. And I wanted to
New
talk to you
Mars
guys
Toys
about something.
fanboy right there.
I am absolutely a Mars Toys fanboy, and I think Ryan, you would consider yourself one as well.
Man, I was one before you were. Come on, bro.
You were for sure.
I
I said,
you
don't
want
play
one.
me like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say you introduced me, because I was following their Facebook page, but you definitely got me interested in purchasing the figures. I will give you that credit.
I'm just kidding with you, dude.
No, but you certainly did. You certainly did get me interested in buying the third party stuff. You and Brita, I told Big Brita, I'm like, dude, you got me buying all this third party
Mars
stuff.
Toys has me sold on specific. I say this all the time. Anyone who they have me sold on what they're doing with Batman, 89 Batman, Batman Forever, things like that, because we know that Hot Toys most likely isn't going to touch the things that they're touching. So like they're filling a void that I'm jumping right. So that's why they have me sold on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
So, and we're going to talk about some 89 Batman stuff, and Batman Return, particularly Batman Return stuff. Sorry, I should say Keaton Batman stuff from Mars Toys here. But I want to take a look at first, and I want to let you guys know. And if somebody wants to drop a link in the chat, I forgot to grab it beforehand. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this isn't. I don't think this is going to be a direct link, but. Guys, Mars Toys Facebook page was taken down. And I was talking with my friend, and you guys are familiar with him, Big Brita on YouTube. And he said it's very common. Of course, I'm new to the third party stuff, but he said it's very common. He said, I believe he said So-So Toys or Present Toys, one of them, probably So-So Toys. One of them, he said their page has been taken down a couple times. Obviously, these are third party unlicensed figures, so they do have the power to go in and report it to Facebook and have it taken down. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually hunt them down, because they're in China, somewhere in Hong Kong, where have you, manufacturing these figures. But Mars Toys Facebook page was taken down, so they did make a Facebook group. So if you guys haven't already, definitely head on over to the Facebook group if you're interested in their products. This is the new place they're going to be posting. I don't think that this link that I have here is going to take you directly to the group. So if one of the moderators wouldn't mind going to the Mars Toys Facebook group and dropping a link in the chat, I would really appreciate it. Because apparently I don't have the direct link here, because this is showing a user profile for me. But yeah, guys, so the first figure I wanted to talk about before we get into the Batman Return stuff, we finally, I think, in my opinion, got a proper Pierce Brosnan Dr. Fate sculpt. This is not the suited version of Dr. Fate. This is obviously him without the helmet on. But I think this is fantastic. I think it looks really good. I think the tailoring is pretty spot on. A lot of questions have been raised about the tailoring with third-party stuff. And from what I've seen with Mars Toys, especially after seeing people getting that 66 Joker in hand, their tailoring looks pretty spot on to me. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me find a photo with a close-up of the Brosnan. I love this shot too of him with the exposed rings on his hand and holding this Dr. Fate helmet in his hands. But I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this Pierce Brosnan head sculpt, because when I'm looking at this, even when that other company did a really poor job with the head sculpt and they updated it, and they still haven't actually showed us updated painted versions of that sculpt, I still think this one looks better than that. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this and whether you're interested in picking this one up. Being that I pre-ordered Black Adam, this one definitely very much interests me. And I think this Pierce Brosnan likeness is pretty fantastic for a third-party company. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think this sculpt is better than who's the other Magic Lord version? I think that's the one of him.
That is another company, though, KTH. This is not the same company. This is Mars Toys. I don't remember, Ryan, the name of that other company.
I think he's saying that there. I think Magic Lord version is the suited up version, if I'm not mistaken. I don't whatever that other one was. Where
it wasn't Mars Toys though. He's saying there, so I don't know if he thinks. I'm not sure, but I may be assuming things. But
what I mean is that I like this sculpt on the other version that we saw in the gold suit. Like that sculpt on that one would be pretty cool. I like the figure. I love Pierce Brosnan as an actor, so it's one of those where I'm torn whether I want the figure or not. I did pre-order Black Adam also. But it looks really good though. I mean, the sculpt is what it is. I mean, it does look really good. It loses its likeness like almost, I don't know if it's the goatee, the mouth, but like from a distance right there, it looks really good. Like I think it looks really good for what it is. I mean, it's probably going to be like $170, so it's not going to be a hot toy price. So
it's actually up on 1.6 kit. I'm curious. Let me see. Keep talking. I'm going to pull it up while you're analyzing
it's really good though. But I have no complaints about it. I mean, you know what you're getting with third parties nowadays. So, I mean, I think it looks really good compared to it's only the second figure out of him, but I like it. No complaints. I'm just
Ryan, I think he froze up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he froze up for a second. But yeah, I just checked the price 150, and then if you guys use my code, that's 140 out the door. I mean, that's pretty solid. It's
for $150. I mean, it's what I expect. You know?
Yeah, for sure. We got Cigars and Bacon in the chat. Cigar says, you guys hear that? It's the hotline calling. Pick up the damn phone and answer the call. Who you going to call? Hit that like button if you haven't. Look at Chris, man. He's a goofball. If you haven't, the panel is dropping heat, except Lane. He doesn't like Anakin. Lane, you got all the heat tonight from Anakin. That's all right. Next week, they'll forget about it next week. And thank you.
As you can tell, I'm super concerned.
I know, right? Matt, thank you so much once again for dropping the link. Guys, join the Mars Toys Facebook group if you're interested in their products, because this is where you will see the newest news and information about their products. About Future says this looks pretty good, and I agree. I think it looks pretty fantastic. Just the man I wanted to see. Hot Toys Collector, you were asking me for weeks, where's that Ryu review? My friend, I'm happy to say it is up on the channel. So if you haven't already, definitely check it out, because I do have my review up for the Iconic Studios Ryu, and I actually have him right here.
It's on fire.
I appreciate that, Chris. I have him right here. So the man you've been waiting for, Hot Toys Collector. You probably thought I wouldn't remember, but I remember all of you as much as I can. My review is up on the channel for the Iconic Studios Ryu. So feel free to check it out, dude. It's a really, really incredible figure, and I highly recommend it. Definitely check out my review if you want a full in-depth analysis of the figure. 8-Bit Flea says it looks okay, and that's fair. Do I think it is like the best head sculpt I've ever seen? No, but I do think from what I've seen, they do a better job in terms of painting with the final product. So, okay, so KTH, that was correct about the confusion there. So he said it's premium toys. Thank you for that. And again, they did update the head sculpt. They just haven't shown a painted version, as far as I know. They just showed a 3D render of the updates they made. And 8-Bit says this is a 7. I think that's a fair score. I would probably give it an 8 maximum. But again, I definitely see Pierce Brosnan there. I will say that. I do see Pierce Brosnan. It's just not like 100% there. You know what I mean? Hot Toys Collector says he did see it, and it was awesome. Thank you, my friend, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I hope it was everything you were hoping for, and I'm so sorry for the delay. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. Cigar says spending time. He's talking about his son. Spending time with him. Don't want to spend time on stream. Time is precious. Watching anime with him, and hey, that's very wholesome, dude. And I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you, my friend. I hope you guys are having fun. Take care, dude. We love you as well. Have a good one, my friend. Dr. Fate needs more of a shine on that helmet. Plus the hair needs to be whiter. Yeah, I agree. In the paint app department, I think they can improve. I don't completely hate the shine on the helmet. I do like that they kind of put some these little liver spots along the hairline. I think that's nice attention to detail. It could be painted a little better. I agree. But yeah, I definitely wanted to show this to you guys because I think it's a really cool figure. And it's definitely a good step in the right direction for third-party Dr. Fate stuff. But we're going to move on now, guys, to some really, really exciting stuff. And you guys saw it in the thumbnail, so you probably already know we're going to talk about it. But
let me just say real quick. I agreed on the white hair.
Oh,
or whatever.
Sorry.
No, you don't got to go back because
we're going back. It's quick. We're back. We're already back.
I was just gonna say I agree about the white hair. I'll agree to that. I think so too. but then also like I loved him in Black Adam, but not enough to I guess pick him up as third party. And since the movie's kind of been dropped, or who knows what's going on with it, about a second one or whatever, I don't even know if I'm getting Black Adam anymore. Besides the fact it's Dwayne Johnson, like that's the only reason I would.
That's a shame, Chris, because you were right there with me, man.
I am, and I'm still high. I love the movie, but like, if it's not gonna, I just don't want it.
So, but here's the thing, like, so Cavill's out. So if they dropped another Cavill figure, would you say no to that?
I can't.
Exactly. So it's like you're allowed to buy it, even though they put them on the chopping block. But I get what you're saying. Does anyone else have any additional thoughts on the Dr. Fate here?
Catwoman.
All right, everybody wants to move on to Catwoman. All right, we're moving on to Catwoman.
Catwoman.
So guys, I have 2 teaser photos here. One is from a question that I asked, and thankfully I saved these because again, the Mars Toys Facebook page got taken down. But guys, we have a question here, and thank you, Josh McBride, for asking the people's question here. He says, if you ever do Batman, or really a statement, if you ever do Batman Returns, Catwoman, and Penguin, you'll break the internet. And what does Mars Toys have to say to that? He says, work in progress. So
how many times have they said work in progress on stuff every time somebody comments something though? Are they actually
not all? So
no,
they're very clear. They're very clear. If they'll be clear if it's a possibility or if it's a work in progress. I will say they're not telling people dreams that aren't happening. Like they're very clear. So I believe when they say it's a work in progress that it's going to happen. And like Ryan has said many times, they're going real heavy on the 89, 92.
Don't joke
Schumacher
about that Willy Wonka, bro.
Exactly. We need that Willy Wonka, but a lot of times they'll specify if it's a work in progress or if it's something they're looking into.
They teased before, like maybe, or they'll say something that's like, you never know.
Exactly.
They've said stuff like that before, but to say like work in progress, like that's, I know people are like that's enough for them to turn around and they're doing something with it. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they say it's a work in progress, best believe they're doing it. And Mars Toys is very smart. And the reason the guys in the thumbnail, I said, are they the people's champ? I think that they are because they're listening to what people want and they're filling in these holes. I mean, we got a Jim Carrey Riddler. We got a Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face. It's probably going to be going up on pre-order soon. We've already seen some choice photos of the head sculpt and such. So I gotta be honest with you guys. This company really kind of has my attention because they're listening to people. They're like, okay, if it's doable, we should do it, right? And for how long have we been asking for a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman? For how long have we been asking for a Danny DeVito Penguin? You know,
this will be their biggest feat if they pull this off. 100%. This will be without a doubt. Like I'm gonna say, like we talked about it. Because I had an idea for a video. I'll say this if you don't mind, Connor. I don't mean to hijack, but this is a point of I had an idea for Hot Toys, a video talking about things as a business model I wish that we could expect from them. I'm going to tell you right now, Mars Toys, if we get these figures released this year, not this, the 66 Joker, the 89 Joker, the 89 Michael Keaton, I'm going to tell you right now, Mars Toys has got my award for best company of the year so far. Because between the pricing, what you're getting, and what they're listening to customer feedback and interacting with their customers, they're definitely going to be my favorite company of this year. Definitely overall.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm a big fan of when companies listen to their customers and I like more and more to see companies doing that. We're seeing it a lot from Iconic, great communication. We're seeing it more recently from Hot Toys, not as good as it should be, but we are seeing it more recently. They're trying to communicate more. And I still think there's a lot of room for improvement there, but it's good to see companies actually caring about listening to their customers because we spend a lot of money on this stuff, right? And these companies need to realize that like our voices matter. What we want matters because we're the ones spending the money. We're spending these expensive prices on these figures. So it's really good to see. And guys, like these are 2 figures that are dream figures for a lot of us, right? And especially the fact that Hot Toys gave us an 89 Michael Keaton Batman. These figures are going to fit right in with that whole setup. And I mean, I know we're getting an 89 Batman with Batman Returns stuff, but it's like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, Mars Toys is allowing me to build my dream displays, right? I've got an 89 Batman display in the works thanks to Hot Toys and Mars Toys. I've got a Batman Forever display in the works thanks to Mars Toys and Hot Toys. So it's like, who would have thought that we're getting love for these old kind of forgotten films, forgotten in terms of licensing from official companies and third-party companies? Like it's just really special to me. And I'm so glad that Mars Toys is kind of stepping up to the plate. And like, all right, you want these figures? And it's not just Batman. They're doing everything, guys. I mean, you literally have a plethora of Breaking Bad figures from them. You've got a 2-pack of the Colin Farrell Penguin from the 2022 Pattinson Batman. It's like there's so many options being put forth. So I'm really rooting for this company. I got to be honest with you. And I want to hear everybody's thoughts on Mars Toys as a whole, and the fact that we finally have figures like this on the horizon. And Lane, I do want to especially hear your thoughts, because I know you're particularly really a fan of the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and you've often like considered some of those statues for her. So I'd be curious, and I know you haven't really dove into third party, but would this be something that interests you if they do a good job with it?
I'm more Hathaway Catwoman. She's my favorite.
Right, but you do appreciate Michelle Pfeiffer. So would this be something that you consider if they do a good job on it, or are you like kind of staying away from the third party stuff?
I'm just staying away from the third party.
Okay.
However, that being said, like that Joker, being a fan of the old '66 Batman, like I completely appreciated that Cesar Romero Joker, because for whatever reason, just in getting something of him, because we haven't had anything. I mean, there's been that 1/10 scale statue of him on the surfboard from Batman '66 from Iron Studios. I appreciate just getting something, and the fact that one actually looks very good. I can appreciate that. And for, like you would point out sometimes, price $160. Like you can't beat it.
I don't know if you know this, but also Mars Toys is offering a surfboard display base that you can purchase. Yeah. I mean, I know Ryan has said he thinks the surfboard's goofy. He's not really a big fan, but me personally, I love it. I really do. I think it is very goofy, but it's really cool to me.
Night version of Batman, which is Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, but Batman wouldn't last 80 years, and we wouldn't have all these, like we wouldn't have 5 or 6 different versions of Catwoman that each have their own kind of, look and style to them with maybe some basic traits. I still really like this version. She's my second favorite Catwoman, live action version.
You don't like Halle Berry?
No. Number 3 is Julie Newmar, and then number 4 is Zoe Kravitz. I know a lot of people liked her in Pattinson Batman.
I liked her a lot. I thought she was great. She had a nice spunk to her for Catwoman. I mean, my favorite, I think, will always be it's really a tie. I really loved Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, so it's really a tie for me between Hathaway.
None of the live action Catwomans are exactly perfect with all the traits, because they all see, like, her Catwoman is just kind of really effing crazy.
That's what I like about her.
Yeah, she's more Arkham Asylum Catwoman, whereas Anne Hathaway is more the thief, like cold and calculating in traits of the character, like, is one thing. I think maybe Zoe Kravitz is kind of the best merging of them, of taking a lot of the general traits of Catwoman and put them into one character, which is what I think makes her character unique. Is I think if you're talking about the total comic character of Catwoman, she's the closest that I think we've had in any of the movies or properties. But
sure,
I would still be ecstatic, and I'd be really interested to see how they do this, because I'm this is kind of a time right now where, like, a couple years ago we saw the influx of Dark Knight trilogy stuff, just everybody, tons of Ledger Jokers and Batmans and Catwoman, all that stuff. Now we're kind of getting to that splurge of Keaton Batman, 89, 92 Batman Returns stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we're not seeing maybe Hot Toys take a shot, or even hearing InArt maybe have something in the plans for something like, which they might, we don't know what some of this stuff, but the fact Mars Toys is going to be like, hey, we're starting to get some stuff. So if we're going to do it, this is a time when people have interest, because there's statues and other merchandise coming out of the character where people would have an interest for it. So I'm going to look at it. There's no doubt if they do it. I'm going to be like,
cool.
I think he's getting
Cool.
it anyway. I think he's going to get it.
I think if they do a good job, I think he may consider it. But
Yeah.
I wanted to pull up this comment, and kind of Lane touched on it too. JB says exciting times for Batman collectors, and I would say for DC fans in general, because I would venture to say that most DC fans are Batman fans. Like in some, whether it's your favorite or not, that's irrelevant. I'm just saying in general, I think most DC fans appreciate Batman as a integral part of the DC universe. So I think this is a really good time for DC collectors, because we've often seen, whether it's third party or official routes, a lot of companies favor Star Wars and Marvel. And it's obviously because of how well received their content has been recently versus DC. Obviously DC is in a transitional period with the new 10-year plan with James Gunn, to where things are supposedly going to be heading in the right direction. But with that being said, I totally agree. I think, and we have another comment here regarding this as well that I wanted to pull up. Gambino says Mars Toys is listening for real, and if they release the Batman Returns Catwoman, they have a huge following. If I were them, I'd do it. How do you think Walmart started? Just a thought. And yeah, I mean, they're definitely laying the groundwork for a very successful business, because they're listening to their fans and they're giving the fans what they want, and they're keeping those prices where they should be for third-party unlicensed products. Because I've said this many times, and even some of the figures that I've picked up, I'm like, that price is getting a little too high for an unlicensed figure. Mars Toys is one of those companies that is keeping their prices as low as they should be, in the $150 to $180 range for most figures. Obviously, some of them, like the Cesar Romero Joker, are a bit higher, but I think they're keeping their prices where they need to be. But this is definitely really, really exciting news. 8-Bit Flea says this is the Batman year, and I think it is. I think this is the Batman year, especially with the Flashpoint film. I think this is going to be the year of the Batman, and it's going to be a lot of exciting stuff, not only from third party, but from Hot Toys. Hot Toys is going to shower us, and it may have been 8-Bit Flea or someone else mentioned we may see a 92 Batman from Hot Toys, and you never know. You never know what they're going to pull out of their bag of tricks. I mean, did we really expect an 89 Batman and a Batmobile, and soon to be released, I'm sure, the Batcave diorama? No, we didn't expect that at all. You know, it's very unexpected. I expected maybe that they'll take a look at the new stuff, but I didn't expect this soon to see all that. And once we saw it at the con, I'm like, that's it. We're getting that stuff. So definitely really, really excited for sure. Some guys is sticking strong. Winter Soldier 2.0 in 2023. I love it. Yeah, KTH. I'm really excited to check that one out as well. But guys, another teaser we got, another really exciting one. Here's me asking a question. I'm like, and I've been sticking to him, guys. So you got to give me credit. You know, that Mark 46 guy, I'm that guy in the Mars Toys group, but so they shot Chris. I don't want to hear it, dude. I don't want to hear it. You're over here in the NR groups talking about how much you love the rooted hair. Let me have my fun.
You've not seen one comment from me, so don't even.
Let me have my fun with Mars Toys over here. Yes, guys, I've been sticking to them. They posted a couple of months ago. They posted a photo of Marty's Clint Eastwood outfit that he gets before he travels back in time to kind of fit more in with the era. And he has that goofy outfit on with the bolo tie and everything. So they actually did tease that, and they said, "What about a Clint Eastwood?" And then in the comments, everybody was talking about Biff. They're like, "Which version would you like? 55 Biff, Griff, Mad Dog Tannen, or all?" They literally asked, or all, and everybody said all. Of course, everybody wants all of them. So this is me asking them once again about the Marty and Biff. I've been sticking to them, and what did they respond with, guys? It's a work in progress. So it's hard not to love them, guys. They're doing classic Batman stuff. They're doing Back to the Future, like bread and butter for a lot of us here. And the fact that we're getting a Clint Eastwood Marty, and I've got my Clint Eastwood figures now to go with it. That's my ultimate plan. I'm excited, man. I really am excited about this company, and I'm excited that they're doing stuff once again that we've been begging for. I mean, yes, we got some great stuff from Hot Toys, but we're getting some great stuff from Mars Toys to go with the Hot Toys Back to the Future stuff and with the Hot Toys Batman stuff. And I'm really excited. I'm really, really very much excited about it. Yeah, JB. And it's like, dude, if they go all in on Biff, man, I'm going to lose my mind, because I've now got my Back to the Future 2 figure. So to see like a Griff with the bat and everything, it would be a dream come true, man. It really would. So I'm really, really excited to see what they do. And I think they're going to deliver. I really do. And we have a $5 super sticker from Doug Gambino. Thank you so much, as always, for the generosity, my friend. I very much appreciate it. You're the man. And I thank you for sharing your positivity and your excitement for the Batman stuff with us, because I'm really excited for it myself, as you could tell.
Hey, Sideshow just posted their quarter scale Batman unboxing.
Ooh, thank you, Sean. We'll have to take a look at that once we finish up here with the Marksoy stuff. Let me actually pull it up so I have it ready. Let's see. Sideshow. Perfect timing, huh? Yep, there it is. 2 minutes ago. All right, guys, once we finish up here with Marksoys, we're going to pull that up because I'm sure everyone's going to want to take a look at that. Doug Gambino says, Hot Toys Hotline, I have to give you some love because your channel is amazing. So thank you to you and the panel for the wonderful info and insight on collecting. I very much appreciate that, dude. As I always say, you guys could be anywhere on Thursday. I know there's a lot of streams going on, but you're here with us, and I very much appreciate y'all hanging out with us, talking figures with us, and sharing the positivity for sure. I very much appreciate it. And JP says DC hype is real. McFarlane dropped a bunch of Flash figures in an 89 Batmobile for 7-inch scale figs for $60. The Batmobile sold out at Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and Amazon. We may take a look at that. Depends on what the time is on the stream. If not, we're definitely going to take a look at it later. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to take a look at there. Yes, and that's the other thing, Zombie. We do have the 100th anniversary of WB, so we got all of the different stuff coming out, especially John Wick 4, which comes out very soon. I'm excited to check out what we get from that. Hopefully more than just John Wick, because I would like to see more from that. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited for this Back to the Future stuff. And one final thing, and thank you to Ryan. He's the GOAT here for saving this, because, again, the page was deleted, so we missed a lot of this stuff. But Ryan actually saved this photo and sent it over to me. So I'm really excited to take a look at this.
Yeah, I think it answers my question. Using my answer.
Right. I mean, come on now, guys. I mean, Mars Toys, are you playing with us here? You're doing an Alfred from the Keaton series. Like, come on now. Like, God, I mean, what else could you ask for, guys? I mean, they're just giving us the candy. They're dropping it down for us. Hey, here's a piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Like, this excites me. And not only that, even unpainted, guys, I think this Alfred sculpt is fantastic. I'm just going to say it right now. Even unpainted, I think the likeness is 100% there. They even got the wrinkles in his chin area pretty spot on, in my opinion. I mean, and Ryan and I were talking about this before the stream started. Imagine when they give us that Batcave diorama. You're going to tell me you're not going to get the Mars Toys Alfred to go with that Batcave diorama? How good is that going to look, man? I'm really, really excited to see this in full. Ryan, I know you said you already know your answer, but I'm curious to hear about your excitement for this.
No,
man.
I am.
How exciting is this?
You know, for third-party haters out there, I mean, I guarantee you could pass on a lot of stuff, but if you do plan on doing a diorama, you know, you get the car, get the computer. How do you not get Alfred? I mean, come on, man.
I agree.
I'm just excited to see him with the big round his eyeglasses. I really just can't wait to establish the finished touch on it. But no, absolutely, it would be coming home.
Yeah, and you know what? Go ahead, Sean.
I'm just curious, like, if they'll do like pictures posting, like how they're doing paint combinations and everything on this. If they're really going to make it, like how updated they'll keep all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm also curious if it's getting close to release, or when they announce it, all of a sudden Hot Toys just post their announcement the following day.
So in terms of their communication, I will say kudos to them again. They put up a post updating us on like 15 figures that have been up for pre-order that are either releasing soon, or they let us know that they're on time. And they went down the list, and specific ones that had issues, like they did a Black Manta, by the way, from Aquaman. They're like, hey, we're having particular issues with this one. It's a very difficult figure to produce, so we're still working on it. So I will say they have been good, at least with the communication in terms of the process. It would be interesting to see them like, hey, here's a painted version of this sculpt that we showed unpainted. That would be nice to see. I would definitely be a fan of that if they updated us for that. Yeah, exactly, KTH. That's the other thing. They kept this Alfred throughout the Keaton films as well as the Schumacher films. So you could use this in many different displays. Obviously, most people are probably going to grab this for their their Keaton displays. But yeah, you could use this for a lot of different stuff for sure. So Gambino, Lane actually does not have a channel. So we won't be able to send you a link, but there is a link in the description. And if someone, one of our wonderful moderators wants to drop a link to Sean's channel in the chat, we would definitely appreciate that. But yeah, Lane is just one of our wonderful panel members, but he does not have a channel.
But if you do a search for Swoop Bike Santa, it'll take you back to my channel as well. For
that's Sean.
I also wanted to add that Mars toys, they're just like the hero of the people right now. Like you were saying, people's champ or whatever. They're just answering things that people have been asking for years that Hot Toys also have been quiet about. So it's kind of easy to tilt your head in that direction because they're giving you what you want.
Right.
It's literally like them being Spider-Man or Hot Toys being the Goblin. And it's like, everybody loves the hero, but there's one thing they love more, and that's to see you fail, die trying,
That's true. Yeah.
And in spite of everything they'll do, eventually they'll hate them.
I like that comparison, Chris. Very well said.
Hey, I do have a quick question for Lane, though.
Sure.
Because I know he doesn't really get on the third-party stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
What is it, like the licensing or the look of it? Because let's say it was a good quality, like Hot Toys, the joints. It is?
Yeah. I'm more
So even if it looked like Hot Toys, it was straight, like, same feel, Taylor, everything was on point.
Well,
it's just the licensing.
it's like the closest I'm probably in anytime soon would be that Joker from Mars Toys. And I still don't buy it because it's not.
I get that. Some people.
So you have particular thoughts about the unlicensed stuff? Personal thoughts. Okay, that's fair.
Like for 10 years, I thought about doing like a custom statue, which I was more of a statue collector for like 20 years, but I still never pulled the thing on it because I just kind of went, it's not a licensed product,
That's fair. I mean, I respect that. I mean, there's a reason a lot of people, and a lot of it's with some companies, it's morality. Some companies are recasting custom head sculpt makers.
Well,
so
I know, like we had that one. I think something like if it was a recasted thing or something, like facial sculpt or something, like we saw that blade, which looks like I guess it's recasted or possibly.
Well, so I will say in their credit, they did redo that sculpt. Yeah. So yeah. But Present Toys apparently does recast a lot. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. I appreciate it for being honest. Because, I mean, some people have that same opinion, Lane. Some people share that same opinion where they're like, you know what, I'm not going to touch the third-party stuff because it's not for me. So KTH said you're afraid the FBI is going to show up at your door. I think they'd be coming after Mars Toys, and I don't think they're ever going to find them. But real quick, guys, shout out to 12-inch Moose Stream. These are the first photos I've seen in hand of the Wolf of Wall Street Leonardo DiCaprio figure, the Jordan Belfort. I got to be honest with you. We're talking about how much we love Mars Toys. I am not a huge fan of how this turned out. I got to be honest with you. I think the head sculpt's pretty bad. And no offense to you, Moostream, if you like this figure, more power to you. I don't know, man. This sculpt's pretty off in my opinion, which is crazy to say because it seems like Mars Toys has been pretty good with their head sculpts. I think this is probably one of the few that I've looked at to where I'm like, I don't know what they were thinking there. And even so, the body too, the clothes seem very loose compared to their newer stuff. I think what it is this was an earlier release and they were probably like so far into production where they didn't want to go through and redo it. This almost looks like if Sean were to be the main character in Wolf of Wall Street, you know what I mean? It's got more of Sean's head shape. So he shaved his
not
beard,
only that, I mean, you're actually correct there, but also it seriously looks like Leonardo DiCaprio like took like a pinch of chew and put it in his mouth and accidentally swallowed it and doesn't know what end it's going to come out of. It's
no, man, it kind of upsets me though at the same time because like I want a Leonardo DiCaprio figure and a third party company is yet to like nail his
contact Leo, go to his fan page, and just say, hey, we need you in Star Wars.
Right. There you go.
Or Marvel.
Yeah, or Marvel.
I kind of want
DC
Titanic.
Yeah, that would be cool. A Jack from Titanic. That would be cool.
It's like all you have to do is just put your 25 and younger girlfriends down and just come over to Star Wars or Marvel for a week. And then
I think his new girlfriend's even younger than that. I think she's even younger than that. This is a good one, and I think we've actually shared this sentiment before on the channel. Gambino says, how cool would it be if Mars Toys made a Alicia Silverstone Batgirl? I agree. I think that would be really cool. I mean, I've got my Batman and Robin. I'd love to throw her in with them. I
George
think that'd be
Clooney,
really cool.
come on, George Clooney, Batman.
I know, yeah, Ryan's waiting for that George Clooney. Hey, I'd be open to it. I think it'd be cool. I know everybody hates on George Clooney for good reason. I mean, he wasn't the best Batman, but I still think it'd be cool if they visited.
He's the last live, or He's the
last man standing.
Yeah, in terms of a 6-scale Batman.
That's true. All right, guys, and thank you to Sean and people in the chat for pointing this out. We have our first look from Sideshow on the quarter scale Batman, so we're gonna take a look at it. Look at that base, man. That base is fantastic. And again, guys, once again, look at this blown out lighting. Obviously, it doesn't affect the body as much because we're not showing this head sculpt here yet, but I'm sure when we see the head sculpt, it's going to completely blow out the details in the head sculpt. It's very harsh lighting that they went with here. Yeah, exactly. You got to have the back card. Yeah, you got to.
It's like, let's make everything as bright as possible around everything so you can't see any details barely or anything. Now, on the suit here and stuff, you can because it's completely black.
Ooh.
But
Lane, did you just see that? Did you see that, Lane? The head sculpt is posable on the bus.
Yeah.
Even the bus can articulate.
I do like that. I do like that. I know, right?
I admit that's about as good with articulation as Guy can sometimes be.
that is true. Oh,
and I like Guy, and I like Guy too. Like a lot of people give him crap sometimes, but I think he's good. But I just think Terry's the best. I think almost that I've seen. If you give him time, he can come up with crazy poses.
Right. I mean,
maybe some you shouldn't try with a figure sometimes too.
He gets real in depth. I'll be the first to say Terry's a much better poser than I am. He's got a real eye for it. He really does. And like just the minor tweaks.
Look at all that stuff. I mean, that is for $5.95, guys. I mean, that's not cheap or anything, but think about that. That's less than the freaking.
People are going to resell that base for at least probably $200.
Oh yeah,
minimum.
$5.95 for this guy versus just look at the 1/6 Iron Man Mark 6, which is 6. With the gantry's like $665.
Mm-hmm.
So, he comes with a pretty good amount of stuff too for a quarter. Pretty well made, probably quarter scale.
Oh my goodness,
the price is pairing with the premium format.
And yeah, that's what Lane brought up earlier, Sean. It's like,
it's so Lane's right. This would be better than
that Batman Begins. But they literally have a picture of him in that same pose, basically, as the Batman Begins suit.
Face looks so flat in that lighting.
It does, and again.
The grays and stuff like that. And
I think one of the reasons is because everything is so dark. They obviously wanted it contrasted so you can see everything pop, but they just went too overboard where it was like too much.
Yeah, I think they should start using a black background.
And you guys, even like a light gray, off gray.
You could look at
total black, but you can do like an off gray, something to give different contrast. But the white is just it's just way too much. I get what they're doing because it allows all the risers to be clear so you can kind of see everything, but it's just it's too much.
This looks cool, man. Like this is a nice. Doesn't it feel a little bit weird? This particular one came out though when we still haven't even had like all the figures from the advertisement come out yet. Like it felt like those were supposed to be the ones that was coming.
Someone mentioned that earlier in the Hot Toys Hotline messenger chat. They said that I think it might have been Matt. It may have been Matt that pointed it out. He was like, "Where's the rest of the stuff from that list?"
Jesse, Wenwu, and
Wenwu, Jesse. Yeah, exactly. Like they kind of breezed over them.
But this guy's been
last year
for a long time though too.
Yeah, but last year though, they did the same thing where they showed the list of what's coming out, and then they released stuff that was not on that list before they completed it. So they do it every year. So we actually shouldn't be surprised at it. But it's the fact that they just come through and there's no real consistency with Hot Toys. And I think it's probably because there's no consistency with their warehouses.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
how they're getting things done, everything else. They can't control the environment in China. So let's face it, the environment changing between what the government's doing, what the people are doing, all of that and everything else is always just completely different. But I mean, this was also released early because this wasn't
Oh, they
scheduled to
do, like,
release until
June, right?
April through June of 2023. So it came out early.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so by the time we're going to get it, it should probably be in that time frame. So right around when it's supposed to come.
It depends. I mean, sometimes they're weird, right? Sometimes they're like, "Oh, we got this ready to go. Send out emails." I mean, this is a quarter scale, so I would probably agree with you, Lane. It's going to be a bit on the longer side in terms of when they get it. But
well, it may start shipping to. I mean, the first week of April, first couple of days of April, it could start shipping to people or something. In a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget, it's already the 16th. I mean, we're already halfway through the month already. So
right.
But how do you like the details with the suit here and everything? I really like it. They did a nice job with the suit.
Yeah, I think it looks like the DX19 blown up. I think it looks like, and I would even argue a little bit more crisp in a way, and especially with the cape. I think the cape drapes a little bit better and lays a little bit better on the shoulders and attaches at the proper point compared to the DX19.
It could also be. It could also be because it's a bit heavier material, so it weighs down more, maybe too.
It could be, and like again, just the way it attaches, I think it attaches and drapes properly over the shoulders. And I wish they would have done it just like this with the DX19.
He ruined it when he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
The thing is, though, so I have the original.
No, it's the middle one.
That's the best. That is the best. That is Bale Batman in a meme.
Yeah. And other than the body looks like exactly the same.
Does it?
It looks exactly the same. I'd have to get this thing in hand to try and figure out if there's any differences. But the head sculpt and the facial features when wearing the cowl, they do look different.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual body itself looks exactly the same. And I want to see it and do a comparison side by side.
Yeah.
I do like the magnetic head sculpts too.
Yeah, it's definitely really nice. You just got to be careful because if you let's say you're working on the figure, right? It just fall. It's not even that; it'll just fall off if you're not careful. If you bump it the wrong way, so you got to be very careful.
Not with Venom.
Oh yeah, not with Venom, huh?
Someone say Venom Carnage.
I want to get to the display base. I want to see a close up of the face. Ooh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, so you can.
I see. It's for the pole attachment. I see.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, does it transform or something? That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, to me, when I'm looking at this, it just looks like a slightly more refined DX19 just blown up. He said he looks like he wants to smooch. Maybe he does. Maybe he wants a little smooch. Come on, man.
Who doesn't?
That is true. Can't go wrong with a little smooch. I'm trying to find the shot of the head sculpt. I want to see it.
Well, this is the Dark Knight Rises, so he probably has visions of Hathaway Catwoman in his.
That's true.
In his eye ports.
And you can't blame him, can you? All right, here we go.
No.
Of course, the head sculpt is cut off by the text up top, but I think he looks good. I really do. I think the sculpt looks good, even in this horrible lighting. I think the likeness is definitely there. I have no complaints about it, but. Yeah, now we're going to look at something not so good, and we're not going to spend time on it. I just want to briefly pull it up just to ruin everybody's night real quick.
Is it more DeLorean stuff?
How dare you? How dare you, Lane? No, it's
oh man,
dude, who put this guy on tonight?
Who I want to know who's keeping Star East in business, man, to allow them to continue.
Wait, is that Star East doing Apollo Creed?
This is Star East doing Apollo Creed. This is their Apollo Creed.
That's Lane's first third-party fig he's getting.
Number one.
Anybody who
Okay, first off, that's the cosplayer playing Apollo Creed.
Right, and the body, I mean, Carl Weathers was a very muscular dude, but this is not the size of his body. He was not Arnold Schwarzenegger's size.
Is this the curse of Homelander? Just spreading out, infecting every Star East figure that's coming out?
It doesn't even look like him.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean... That looks like a bad, doesn't that look like sort of like a bad comic book drawing body or something like that there?
It's Cat Williams' dad.
Oh, and I can't agree with you on this one, dude, because here's the thing. If this is what the prototype looks like, Star Ace, there's always a significant degradation. And not only that, the skin tone doesn't match the body at all. I mean, you guys can see it clear as day. I could at least say for the iconic Ryu here, the skin tone matches the body nearly perfectly. So it's no.
Who's doing
There's
the
no
Muhammad
texture
Ali?
on it. It just looks straight rubber.
This
Yeah.
is bad. This is really bad.
Who's doing the Muhammad Ali boxer one?
That's also
Is that
iconic. That's iconic as well.
If you need to look for a bot, you absolutely need a scale boxer figure. Go get the Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a prototype for that one. I mean, this, like, I don't know. That looks like should be a chiseled body for Ivan Drago.
I know.
I don't like the glove
that.
sculpt either.
Yeah.
If that is sculpted, I don't like the way that
No,
looks.
Could you imagine if they did an Ivan though, and they put them together, and Ivan's skinnier than this?
Right. Yeah, I can't imagine.
I'm going to tell you, if you want something with Apollo Creed, go get the 3rd scale statue that's coming from BCS, because that one looks a lot better and more like Carl Weathers.
Yeah, I mean, and hey, if you guys really want Carl Weathers, we're getting the swag lord Carl Weathers from the Mandalorian. Don't you worry, with the little droids holding his cape. Don't you worry.
I just want a Grief Karga. I don't care what version right now.
Me
Just
too.
give me one. I'll start complaining about not getting the others later. Just give me one right now.
And again, Craig, this is the same thing I said, dude. Craig says, with Star Ace, the final will be worse. It always is. Always. It's a significant degradation. Look, I saw all I needed to see with the entirety of the Harry Potter line. I saw all I needed to see from Star Ace. Oh, we have HG in the house. Commander Green says, hello, everybody. Just stopping in quick to say hello. Hello to you, Commander, and I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you as always, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Is there any pricing on this, or is this all we have to go off for right now?
I have not seen any pricing yet.
What is what is average pricing usually go for? Like,
I mean, Homelander was what, like two? Perfect example. The girl, what was her name from
Maeve?
Maeve was like, she was like what,
$350 or something,
yeah, something
like that for that piece of garbage.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if this figure's over 200, it's a ripoff.
Yeah, it's not up yet, but I guarantee you it's. I mean, look, Rocky Balboa on Sideshow, the one with the hat, is $269 on Sideshow. This is absolutely going to be up there in price. It's got
this one
because this is I think this is a bison body.
Job if it wanted to.
Yeah,
right.
Maeve from the one, maybe the last big figure that they had put out. Yeah, the regular but this is on Big Bad Toy Store, so I'm not sure if it'd be exactly the same. It was $289 for the regular edition and $350 for the deluxe. The part that hurts me right now is I'm looking at the deluxe is sold out.
That's whoever, and it's on last chance on Sideshow. Granted, they probably had lower numbers. And I appreciate Star Ace here. Prototype shown, final product may vary. Thank you for that disclaimer, Star Ace, because that's very true. And I will say, guys, I think this is actually a Fison body. The body itself looks nice. It's just not Apollo Creed's body. It doesn't fit, It's not like Iconic. Iconic is legitimately working with TB League to do custom bodies. Like Ryu, this is a fully custom body for Ryu. Muhammad Ali, that is a fully custom body to fit Muhammad Ali's actual proportions in 6-scale form. So that's not one of these. This is a generic Fison body that they grabbed and were like, oh, this looks good enough. And you could see that by the fact that they didn't even match the paint properly to the face. This is not it. This ain't it. No. Star Ace just needs to stop, dude. I mean, we're talking about Mars Toys, Chris. We look at them and it's like, how is this and Soso Toys as well? How is this company officially licensed? They're putting out this garbage, and then you have companies like them.
This ain't the dude that was holding up them pirates. But on a positive note, I guess for people who are getting it, look, if it's the only Apollo Creed you can get on the market, sure it'll do fine.
Sure,
in this collection, but maybe get it on a discount or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't this funny? We're talking with this, I mean, for the licensor, let's just go that this one is as expensive as the regular Maeve, unless there's a collector's edition. Just think about this for a second. This guy could be as much as Wrecker.
I don't want to think about it, Lane. And I think this is going to be up there in price. I mean, if the Rocky, who has just basic clothing and a hat and everything, I think he has the dog as well. If he's $270 before taxes and shipping, I don't want to know what a figure with a Fison body is going to be. I mean, it's just it's not it. This ain't it. And I agree with Chris. The original Apollo Creed that we got from Hot Toys is very old, and that figure is horrible. But it's very old. It's very, very old. And all those original Hot Toys Rocky figures are way, way old. They don't hold up, but they're very old. So if you're a huge Rocky fan, I will forgive you if you pick this up, because I do understand, right? It's just, I wish we got a better example of Apollo Creed, because to be honest with you, apart from Rocky, this was my favorite character throughout all of the Rocky films, was Apollo Creed. And then look what the legacy of this character has created. I mean, his son, played by Michael B. Jordan, he now has 3 films. And so this character has a very strong legacy rooted in the Rocky film. So it's like, this is one that you want to see done right. And it's Carl Weathers, man. So, oh, I didn't even know you were still here about Future. He says, guys, I have to bounce 3 a.m. here. Take care, everyone. See you guys in the next one. Take care, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. It's always wonderful to see you and talk with you.
Yes.
I hope you have a great night. And yes,
N1 is coming.
We agree with you, my friend. N1 is on the way. It's that the signs are there, right? So
N1.
And then, guys, finally, the last thing we're going to take a look at before we take a brief look at the last chance page and close out the stream is the Martian, guys. We have a Martian figure, and I know this is exciting for a lot of people. Ryan, this is actually one of his favorite movies, so I'm not going to get too in depth with this, guys, because I do like this movie, but this figure isn't something that really interests me. For those that are curious, Premier Toys is actually the company that made that third-party lizard figure that a lot of people bought for their No Way Home display. So in case those were curious, I did figure that out. Talking with a couple people, they're the company that made the third-party lizard. But Ryan, I'm sure you want to talk about this. Now, guys, this does come with 2 head sculpts. We have a bearded sculpt here, as you could see. And then we have a clean-shaven sculpt here, which is my personal opinion, the better one.
Yeah. I didn't even see that one. The bearded one, I wasn't going to pick it up because it looked nothing like him. But after seeing this, now I might consider it.
Well, if you want a bearded one, just grab the Kenobi.
And I love
the
this.
series.
I just realized what you were
put it
saying,
on this,
Sean.
and you're good.
I just realized what Sean was saying. But go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I was just going to say I love this film, and I love astrology in general. So
yeah, and you know what's interesting about this, and just to point it out to you guys, you only get this sculpt if you pre-order. You can see here it says only on pre-orders you will get an extra head sculpt upon release of the item. So if you want this head sculpt, you have to pre-order. Which, I mean, most third-party stuff pre-order, they don't sell out very quickly anyway, so you got plenty of time to think about it. And About Future on his way out says, P.S. I pre-ordered this figure yesterday. It's way too good not to get. Dude, a lot of people are really excited about this one, and I'm not going to be getting it, but I am happy for you all because I think it's really cool, and I agree. Like, the fact that it's an astronaut is cool enough alone, and especially if you're into NASA and things like that. Like Don Prime, for example, shout out to our boy Don. He picked this one up because he's a huge NASA fan. So this was a must for him.
We can use your code?
I don't know. I mean, remember that code's a one-time use, so Don may have already used it. But yeah, let me pull it up since Chris is bringing it up. He reminded me, guys. Once again, I don't make any money or get any kickbacks, no free figures, no discounts, nothing like that. But I do have a code for 1/6 Kit where this figure and many other third-party figures like Mars Toys are currently available. Great place to buy from. Kit is an absolute gentleman and a scholar. So if you ever purchase anything from them, you get a code for $10 off, code Hotline, and it will save you $10 off your purchase. And that is a one-time use. So use it well. But yes, use code Hotline for $10 off your purchase through 1/6 Kit. And then also, again, don't make any money off of this either. But a place located in the U.S., a great place. They offer shop pay payment plans and very, very competitive prices. Is Off the Racks, and you could use code Hot Toys Hotline, or HTH, I should say, for $15 off your purchase. And this one, as far as I know, does not have a usage limit, so you can use it as much as you want. So definitely check out Off the Racks, especially if you use Shop Pay. They have paying for payment plans, which, you know, payment plans are the savior for a lot of us 6-scale collectors. And I think he offers great options. And the cool thing is, through Off the Racks, you can pre-order, put down like $15 to $25, $25 being for like vehicles, for example. And then once you get your final invoice later, you can then shop pay in for that final invoice. So it's pretty fantastic. It's very flexible. And Off the Racks is a great company to purchase from. I've actually ordered now 4 figures from them. I have 2 coming this weekend from them, and Ryu actually came from there. Shout out to my boy Dave in the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group and in the chat for pointing me in the right direction to get him from there. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. because I love when my friends can save some money. And again, I don't make any money whatsoever off of that. Just wanted to point that out. But yeah, guys, I think this figure is really cool. I'm curious. I know Ryan, kind of share your thoughts on this figure, and I know you're going to be picking this one up. So
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. I'm gonna get this one. I love the movie. It's one of those movies. It comes on. It captivated me from the first time watching it. And every time it's on HBO or whatever, I just end up watching it. I just love the whole movie from start to finish. I think it's a great cast, great movie, the concept. It fascinates me. So anytime that a movie that's in my like top list, like this, American Psycho, things like that, I'd like to see representation. Like Wolf of Wall Street. I love Wolf of Wall Street. That's probably one of my favorite DiCaprio movies. Unfortunately, that figure is not represented well enough. So it's like that's not coming home. Excuse me, sorry. But the bearded sculpt is definitely a miss. But this one looks really good. Like really, really good to me. I like it a lot, actually.
I think it's much better for sure.
It looks a little like the photo before looks a little plasticky, if that makes sense, like a little bit. I know it's third party, so you got to give a little bit of a pass because it's what it is. But I mean, like right there, I was like, wow, that's Matt Damon. Like, holy crap, that looks like really good. And I like the suit. I like all the intricate parts to it. It's really cool. I just like it's well done. I'm a little concerned about the company in terms of track record. Like I said, I don't know how the final product is going to be, but hey, man, when you dabble third party, it's
that's the gamble.
Sometimes there's reward, and then sometimes there's not
a risk, risk,
reward. So there you go. But I like it. I'm gonna take a chance on it. I think it'll look good in my collection. I'll figure out a place for him.
For sure. And I just wanted to point out, guys, I did just drop a link in the chat for those that are interested in checking this figure out to 1/6 kit. But the retail price on this guy is $196, and of course you get free worldwide shipping with kit. So I mean, I don't think it's terrible considering you get 2 head sculpts. I think that's pretty fair. But yeah, looks like let's see. We got a great comment here from Gambino. He says, "Mr. Mom Collectibles, always good to see you, my brother. Hot Toys Hotline, collecting madness. Lane, the Hot Toys Nightmare. You guys rock too. Hey, you rock, and we appreciate you as always, Gambino, for hanging out with us. And of course, some guy, thank you so much for dropping all the links, giving some love to everybody on the panel. We very much appreciate you. But yeah, does anybody have any additional comments on this Martian's figure before we move on, or excuse me, the Martian figure before we move on to our final checkup on the last chance page before we close out the stream for the night? All right, guys. So we're going to take a look at the last chance page just to give you guys a quick update, as I always like to do at the end of the stream. So we're going to pull that up here real quick. So guys, as mentioned last week, Mando Luke is on last chance. Some of the versions are actually waitlisted. So definitely keep an eye on him because we did see Ahsoka go to waitlist, and Ahsoka is right in the same boat with Mando Luke. She just released, and she is currently still on waitlist through Sideshow. So definitely keep an eye out on Mando Luke for sure. Of course, Marty and Doc from part 3 are still on last chance. You still have time to grab those. Just keep an eye on them. Gore the God Butcher from Thor Love and Thunder is now on last chance. I believe he is not. Okay, so he's not almost gone yet. Still on low stock, so definitely keep an eye out. Smoke him if you got him is here. What's up, my friend? He says they can't get rid of Harley. No, those Birds of Prey Harley Quinn figures are definitely not a fan favorite. And I really don't like those looks. I really want to hunt down the first Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad with the ponytails. She's very expensive, and that would be my definitive Harley Quinn. So I'm hoping to hunt that one down eventually. But yeah, she is very expensive. And then guys, the anti-ox suit got a deal recently, so he is actually on his way out.
I was looking at this because I was thinking, hey, what if we could stack that with the $40 coupon? However, Sideshow was really sneaky. They made sure the deluxe is like 50 cents under $200, and it has to be a minimum of $200 for the $4. I'm like, oh, you sneaky devils, you.
Right. Take care, KTH. Thank you so much for being here, my friend, my fellow Dark Side lover. And KTH, I have some exciting stuff coming for that third-party Dark Side. So I can't wait to share it with you because I know you had commented on my video. You're like, this is disappointing, and I totally agree with you. But there's good news on the horizon for that figure for me, so I can't wait to share it with you. But take care, my friend, and thank you so much for being here. But yeah, guys, that's a quick waitlist watch. Not much has changed. There is some movement here and there. Again, just keep an eye on these figures. You guys know the deal. You know the drill. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. Let me bring back the main camera here. Once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for being here. If you have not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I currently have a goal of 1,250 subscribers. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and drop a like on the stream, because we love to pump those numbers up and see that you guys are enjoying the stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And once again, I very much do apologize that Ryan and I had to skip out on the Tuesday stream, but we'll be back next week for an exciting one. And I guess I'll tell you guys, because I'm going to be posting the stream over this weekend. We're going to be talking about Old Ben next week, guys, from A New Hope, episode 4. So we're excited to talk about it. And if you guys like the 2.0 or Leave It Alone streams, we're going to be there with you on Tuesday. But real quick, guys, just to update you on what I've been doing. I've been going review crazy this past week. So I actually have 3 new reviews on the channel. I do have my Iconic Ryu review, as I mentioned earlier, to our buddy Hot Toy Collector. So Iconic Ryu is up on the channel. What an absolute treat of a figure, an absolutely fantastic figure. If you're a Street Fighter fan, this figure is wonderful. It really is. It's such a fantastic figure. Guys, you know, I'm like Iconic's biggest fan. I'm rooting for them hardcore. I've got a lot of their stuff on pre-order. I can't stress this enough. This is one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. It really is that fantastic. So please check out the review. I want you guys to really see what this figure is all about. So if you have the time, absolute home run, guys. I can't stress this enough. It's such a fantastic figure and a step in the right direction. We have another OG, man. You spoil me, my friend. OG with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, OG. OG says, great show. Thanks for all your time and entertaining, educating the community. Covered everything under the sun tonight. Well, thank you, OG. And thank you once again to Matt, to our boy Some Guy, and all the other great moderators we have here on the channel for helping out. And thank you so much, everybody, for being such great friends here in the chat and talking about everything with us tonight. And look, we have Stevie Weeby in the chat. He says, oh, geez, I read that too fast. I read Doc OCD Testicle. Yes, I do think you read that too fast. I don't think that's what it said, but it's good to see. Oh, look at that. Some guy, there's nothing gets past this dude. TikTok. And guys, I'm on TikTok as well. I've been on TikTok ever since I started the channel, but I just started posting on it. So follow me on TikTok too. I'm on TikTok.
Follow you, and then you gotta,
yeah, we got after the stream.
I didn't know you had one.
I did, but I never posted on it. Now I'm posting on it. Thank you so much, 8-Bit Flay. It's always great to have you here, my friend. He says, best 1/6 live show. We try. I very much appreciate that. He says, hit that like. And Thick Bantha Boy always says, great stream again. Thank you, boys. And thank you, Thick Bantha Boy, for being here and hanging out with us. Shazam night. Shazam's not getting a lot of love, but yeah, Shazam night it is. I hope to see that back computer soon, though. But yeah, guys, once again, check out the review on Iconic Ryu. Also, Claire Redfield. I know I have an army of figures right here. I have to put them in my display. Claire Redfield from Damn Toys. A lot of discussion about her, a lot of uncertainty. I did put up my review on her, and I've been so pleased to see people in the comments saying that I helped them make their decision. They're very worried, but after showing them the figure in my review, I kind of gave them some peace of mind. It's not a perfect figure, but if you're a Resident Evil 2 fan specifically, I think it's a must-have, and I think my video will help you make your decision one way or the other. So definitely check that out. And finally, for those that are fans of third party, I did put up my review of the 108 Toys Dark Side. That figure is a little bit of a mess, guys. I'm glad to have it because I want Dark Side in my collection, but I had quite a few issues. I think it's a fun review to watch. If you like some honest reviews about some third-party garbage that pops up sometimes, that figure has some issues, that's for sure. But I hope you guys enjoy those reviews, and I'm not going to say it, what's coming next, but I do have a figure that I don't believe has been reviewed yet on YouTube that I have coming from Off the Racks this weekend. So I'm going to review that one. And I hope you guys enjoy the review on that one because it's a figure that is a very special character to me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to review that one as well and probably put that review out early next week. We appreciate you, Beskar. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm going to have to follow you back. I'm new to TikTok. I posted a couple on there. Some of my reviews, my quick unboxings that I've done on YouTube, I'm posting over there. But thank you so much, dude. I very much appreciate it. But
I'll just say for Siskel, after just reading some of the reviews, Hot Toys, I'm ready for my Keanu Reeves John Wick 4 figure and my Donnie and Kane Kane figure, please. I'll
Dude,
take both of those.
IGN 10 out of 10. Like, I know we
Yeah.
don't take them seriously sometimes, but
I'm ready for
today.
I'm ready for my each one of those figure. I'm ready for each one.
it's a star-studded cast, and Donnie Yen, you got Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise. Like, come on now. Thank you so much, Pablo. Pablo says Claire was a great review, went through all the accessories. Sometimes I get really in depth in my reviews. It can be boring to some people, but I think you guys in the end can appreciate it. And I always say reviews like mine are good for when, say, you buy a figure on on the secondary market, and you're like, oh crap, did I get everything it comes with? Look at my review and you'll see it there, because I do go through everything. So I very much appreciate that. And Control Delete, thank you so much for being here as always, my friend. It's absolutely our pleasure. We do this for you all. So thank you so much for being here. But Ryan, what do you have going on the channel? And guys, we know Ryan's been doing some great DeLorean content. Ryan, I know you have some other stuff planned. Do you kind of want to give us a sneak peek, especially about the DeLorean stuff you have coming up? Specifically something you told me about, or you want to keep that a secret?
I'm a little. I think the DeLorean kind of sucked the life out of me, where I've been kind of low on content. I think I've taken a break is probably a good thing. Everything's been DeLorean. I do have more mods coming very soon, so I'll be doing additional mod videos on the DeLorean. So the modding is not done, but I'm doing videos on that. So I mean, your question about DeLorean and stuff like that, it's up. Doing shorts. I'm probably going to be filming a video. Behind the scenes photography video. I do those from time to time. They're like passion projects. If everyone remembers, on my Instagram, I did photos of like Doc and Marty at like the mall behind my house that like looked
Oh, you're freezing up.
like from Back to the Future. I did like a run of that. I'm actually gonna take the car out probably Friday night, like when it's dark, and do like a photography. I see. Yeah, low key flex. I like that low key flex in the back there. Yeah, but
look.
Anyway, I'm gonna overtalk you. Yeah, I'm gonna overtalk you. But but yeah, I'm just doing a photo shoot. I'm gonna do some Instagram stuff with photos of the car. So I'm gonna do like a night shoot with it in the parking lot and just do stuff like that. And I'll film a video of it. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking about goals and stuff like that, I mean, I really appreciate everyone like the support. So I guess if like we're talking, I don't like to talk about subscribers and stuff like that, but I guess
say it, Ryan.
I guess 1,000 is the goal, because I think I'm at like 840 or close to it. So I guess 1,000 is the goal. So we're on our way up there. So if you guys check it out, and
For sure,
you know, I appreciate it.
And Matt, I'm definitely flex. Look, I might be the only Cost Baby collector in the world, but hey, I only have 4 of them. The one I need to get is the Part 2 Marty, so I can complete my Part 2 ensemble. But my boy Pattinson right here is looking real nice. I love that like red and black aesthetic that they did for a lot of the promotional materials for the Pattinson Batman. So I thought that was really cool. But yes, guys, of course, links is always in the description for Ryan's channel. Looks like Sean is currently muted. Lane, of course, as always, thank you so much for being here, my friend, and sharing your to some people maybe not expert advice when it comes to Anakin. Up. Yeah, you did a great job at that tonight, Lane. We got to give you the gold star.
You did a great job pissing everybody off.
The world's largest. Yes, Lane, I think you would agree. I do have the world's largest cosplay.
Yeah,
collection.
I mean, you're never you were looking at that quarter scale, but I'm sure back the scenes you were just like, guys, F that, man. Look at all these cos.
You're right. I want a quarter scale cos baby. That's what I want.
When I can get them, they're all going to be coming home when they're like 4 for $30 or something. That's
exactly.
What I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for it too. Yes, see legendary Lane everywhere. The OG mercenary collector. I love that. Always getting hyped up by our boy OG. Sean, we skipped over you because you were muted, but Sean, as always, thank you so much for being here, sharing your expert advice. What do you have going on the channel? Anything new? Anything you got coming in? Anything exciting?
I have nothing coming in. Like no notices from Sideshow, nothing at all on anything shipping, nothing. I'm literally just
high and dry,
like hanging out here, and that's really it. Don't have anything. I might do another collection video. I might do a couple shorts here or there on some figures,
nice.
But I got to finish moving things around, and because I got to relocate my desk.
That's right.
And I haven't been able to do that, and then finish the row. Like where I'm at here, this wall here, I have 2 windows, and so I have to get these cabinets put in here. because I moved, like if you saw my previous display and everything, I had couches up against the wall right over here behind my desk.
Mm.
And now we're going to put the TV over here and then put the couches somewhat in the middle, and then my desk will be behind them. And then that way it gives me more room for displaying and everything. And I got enough space where putting the couches in the middle of the floor is not going to ruin like visibility of my displays at all.
Nice.
So,
That'd be cool. I don't know what guys. And by the way, guys, I just remembered the poll that we put up, and when I can't find where the poll went, but yeah, Bale did win, but barely.
It's Bale 45%.
Oh, so you guys can see it now.
41%, and then Patty on 13%.
Patty on. I love it. I'm gonna start calling him it. So Bale did win, but hey, I will say Batfleck made quite the comeback because Bale was.
Well, it's because you had Patty on. If
you know what?
Patty
Those
on,
13%, where would that go?
It would have went to Affleck, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
you did that on purpose to skew the numbers.
Yes.
You were afraid to go head to head.
My name is Connor,
and
I want this thing to go where I want, so I'm just going to add.
He was mad you rigged it. He had to leave.
No, I mean, okay. So Control Delete pointed this out in one of my videos. He says, "Do I agree that he says there's a scientist? I think he is." He does YouTube videos. He commented on one of my recent videos. He said that I sound like this guy named Andrew Huberman.
I'll look him up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good Batman discussion for sure. Exactly. See, this is why I have Beskar Kid here. He's always sharing the good news with everybody.
No, we agree with you. It was a win.
But I gave Batfleck credit. Batfleck, he made a big comeback because Bale was crushing him, and then he only lost by 4%. Is that what you said, Chris? 4%, 3%. So I mean, that just shows you, and it's good to see that most of the popular Batmans have a good fan base for each. So.
We just know, as the world just knows, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Like that's us.
Tell me, do you bleed? All right, Chris, finally, as we have your channel pulled up. I know, Chris, you just actually posted a video on your wrestling ring. I just saw it before I went live. I definitely have to check it out. But
I watched it. I got to reshare it. I watched it, though.
But Chris, tell us about that video.
So it's another, well, actually, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, whoever wants to watch it. But if you know my last one, then you kind of have an idea of how this one went as far as customization goes. But yeah, if you're anybody into WWE stuff, I have this new ring that I got from the Attitude Era, and I tried to fit a third-party, I guess it would be third-party, steel cage to go on that authentic ring.
It didn't work.
So I'm not going to say anything. You just got to check it
out.
out.
It's a big secret. It's a big secret. I forgot.
No spoilers, it's a big secret. You want to?
I love how Beskar Kid says everybody wins, but Affleck is the GOAT.
Yeah.
So one last thing first, we're getting ready to clear out. So after seeing it, have all you guys seen Mando episode 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
can we do a spoiler warning here for anyone who's in?
I'm not going to.
No spoiler. Is it spoiler related, Lane?
No, it's more a bad joke thing. So do you what's the possibilities you think we may get a certain device as the next big accessory like the Boba Throne?
Lane.
No.
With that, everybody.
I want you to remember, go to Collecting Madness. If you like it, where you want to see men stuck in a cage with oil all over their bodies, and they like to touch and grab other men, you go.
It's pretty accurate. There's belts on there too.
Yeah, all right. You go to Collecting Madness and you watch that video.
The previous video, though, if you're not into WWE, was Star Wars, and it was the 20th anniversary Clone Trooper. Check that out.
So check
that
out.
Our way to 600.
Lucky for Chris, I decided not to do a review on that figure, so I cut him a little slack, because
you were too busy.
I'm just joking. I was too busy. I was too busy hugging my Ryu here and just holding him closely because I love him so much. But guys, that's going to wrap it up. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support, for supporting not only me but everybody else on the panel. We hope you guys have an absolutely incredible night. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you guys buy stuff. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and head on over to the Facebook group and to the Discord, guys. We have a lot of fun over there in the Discord. So there's links in the description. And thank you so much once again, everybody, for being here. Each and every one of you, I very much appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Make
Beat
it
the
quick.
man, you gotta beat the man.
I'll meet you with the bail face on the way out.